as we start tonight's session 26. I'm going to throw it over to Meg for the recap.
Though the sun had breached the horizon just a few hours ago, the warmth that permeated the air began to feel stifling. Teddy fought back a yawn beginning to creep up his chest and rubbed his eyes itchy with fatigue. Trying to keep himself busy before their departure from Old Haven, he thumbed through his pack, filled about to the brim with supplies. A canteen, rations, a bedroll, torches, a long rope. At his side, an easier-to-access pack held even more things that benefited him to keep at the ready. A slightly crumpled scroll, several bottles of potions, some bright red, and others a darker, thicker, and more potent. The last one tucked sideways and wrapped in a fabric thick with batting and insulation. This one was orange and seemed to flicker in the light. When Jet had offered it, she uncapped it and offered it out, allowing him to catch a whiff. His eyes immediately watered from the biting scent of capsaicin and cinnamon, and a smack in the face of something smoky. It reminded him of Gunnar, his new friend from class. Gods had their first specialty class been only 4 days ago. This morning alone felt like an eternity. He thought of his classmates and the long journey through the woods in Old Haven they endured. Hayes and Xanthi also seemed pretty spent by the time they returned home, having done drills set by sturdy Lieutenant Reichmere. Marigold seemed tired and worn as well, though her sorcery classes didn't seem to be the cause of that. It seemed he hadn't been the only one struggling with sleep in the last week. A pang in his gut twisted the slightest bit, a lingering guilt from his venture back into his dreams. Almost subconsciously, he rubbed the tips of his fingers. Though the blackened skin had finally healed, the guilt those hands carried lingered. Nobody seemed to hold any anger about the situation. Marigold even seemed ready to have a conversation about it, wanting to discuss this presumed void and her theory that that is where Yin lay in wait. Nobody had shot him any dirty looks, or recoiled from him when he approached, or said anything about the harm they had endured at his blackened, cold-burned hands. That felt worse somehow. He was grateful that things were beginning to ease back into their regular flow and rhythm. That didn't mean that he had forgotten. Maybe it was the busy week they had, Crusher's birthday party and prepping for their gathering for Hayes' birthday had kept them all occupied. Hayes' distraction throughout the week had become clear by them sharing their desire to be themselves more around the house, a decision met with support from everyone. The party itself was great, and the mood had completely shifted from where it had been earlier that week. The drinks, the company, the walk to the Tipsy Goat Tavern. Against his will, Teddy felt the corners of his lips twitch as he remembered the feeling of Jaden's cheek beneath them, warm and a little sticky from the hot evening. He allowed his heavy eyes to close for a moment, taking a deep breath in, trying to recall the scent of the old wood and fermenting beer of the tavern, the light breeze cooling ever so slightly. He was jolted out of the memory by a clattering as a javelin tipped over from its spot leaning against a building. Instantly he straightened up. Who was he to be daydreaming when his friends were suffering? The code black message seemed seared into his brain, the words of Commander Hawthorne announcing that Lumen had gone dark, shadows alive, undead overtaking, failure. None of those snippets of the message brought him any peace. Teddy looked to his squad, sitting on the steps of the schoolhouse, waiting with him. Hayes checked the tablet in her hands obsessively, looking for any new messages, any updates, any news, anything. Marigold was twisting her skirts, presumably scanning the courtyard for Senior Volunteer Honor Walrond. As the leader of the task force, it was safe to assume she would be rallying the volunteers when it was time for them to go, likely any minute now. Xanthi absent-mindedly ran her fingers through Marigold's hair, doing her best to comfort her squadmate. Thick droplets of inky water splattered across the steps of the schoolhouse with a wet plop. Teddy's stomach twisted once more, trying to force a horrible sound from his mind, the shrieks of a mage, the wet splitting of her skull, and the hollow thud of her body hitting the floor. Another wet plop of ink before it was prestidigitated away. He took another deep breath, scanning the courtyard himself. The morning had been a blur, packing their things at the villa, speaking with Ib, Xanthi going to speak with Erwin one last time before leaving, the potions. Why did the things he wished to forget seem to be the clearest in his memory? A sharp, clear ringing of metal on metal shook him from his nauseating memories. Senior Volunteer Walrond smacked the hilt of her rapier against her shield. The heads of some of the other volunteers snapped up as if they too were attempting to snag a few more winks of sleep before the unknown journey ahead of them. It seemed their waiting was done. It was time to go to Lumen. Sorry, that one was really long. I was just like really in my feels about like all of last session.
It was
So good.
So good. Take your savvy point, Teddy.
Thank you.
May it serve you well in the days to
I
come.
hope it does.
All right. A little bit more housekeeping before we really jump into it. What did you all decide for potions as we kind of hand waved that at the end of last session to let you have some more time to think about it. So if we just, whoever wants to start, if you know exactly what you were going to buy, because I don't think, honestly, any group decisions were made. So in that case, it's all individual.
I took 2 potions of greater healing and a potion of fire breath.
Nice.
I paid for the fire breath one from Teddy's own money, but the healing potions I took out of the group fund already, so I hope that's chill. I just figured we don't know who's gonna be drinking them, so.
I mean, Hayes probably, but yeah.
Stop.
Anyone else with potions?
I also took a potion of greater healing and a potion of growth, both from my own funds, because I can afford it.
Cool.
Marigold doesn't tell you what potion she got.
Great. Can Tate tell me what potions you got?
I already told
I'll
you.
take off my headphones.
I messaged you. I told you what I got.
And I
Tate,
guess.
why are you being so sneaky for no reason?
Oh,
These are
no.
really
Totally
these are really
potion of
crazy
everything.
potions that yeah.
Potion of send you to the void.
I got a potion of send you to the void
Mhm.
and a potion of I love my friends.
Yeah. You actually you
Not
can't
enough
buy
to
those
tell us
together, which is pretty crazy. I don't know how you did that.
It's the
fine.
same thing!
It's the same
One
potion.
was
Yeah.
stolen.
Yeah. All right. Fine. Whatever. Xanthi, did you purchase any potions?
I will say a potion of greater healing for emergency use
Mm-hmm.
in case something happens with and I don't have spells.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well then, with that, any other last-minute things before you officially step away from Old Haven and we pick up with tonight's session?
I think Marigold finished coordinating with Crusher and Jaden on the tablet about the whole Zarius life alert button. And
Zarius duck life alert button.
it's gonna get made.
Cool.
And Olive knows about the button.
Good.
Marigold told her about the plan.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Hayes tells Jaden about what he asked about, like, if anyone asks or mentions, like, hey, have you heard this about Hayes? And he's like, I don't know. Tells Jaden, like, hey, if that does ever happen, yeah, tell him, yeah, that you know that, but also put in a good word for me.
Yeah.
If he even remembers that he said that.
He wasn't wasted. He was just
I don't know.
drinking. He
I
was
don't
just having
know.
a good time.
I don't know how his memory gets. Lose it.
Yeah. You're able to pass that along to Jaden. And with that, we'll be on the road.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
The day is bright and warm as you begin to pick up the standard battle rhythm of travel within a group of volunteers. Either that, or this is how Senior Volunteer Honor personally runs travel. She has the third-year squad, going rogue, scouting ahead. They allow the main group to catch up every 2 hours or so before a quick break is had while they take off again. It's not the speediest way to travel, but it is calculating and orderly. As the morning minutes tick by, one of the senior volunteer squads strides up next to you, led by a massive, grizzled red tiefling with ritualistic scarification decorating his face. He's carrying a huge wooden locker on his back and a great sword. He kind of spits to the side and addresses you all in a low voice without looking your way. Stay in line, and don't be stupid. This mission is going to be dangerous enough without having the added responsibility of saving your newbie asses. You see, he kind of bristles a bit, and surrounded by these other incredibly massive individuals. Every single person in this party looks like they could be just a fighter or a barbarian. You can see they shoot you all some kind of pretty nasty glances as he continues kind of past you all, picking up kind of speed and heading towards the front of this pack.
Because I took proficiency in it and I never use it. Can I roll intimidation to have Marigold give him like a dark side eye as kind of a leave us alone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead and as he's striding off, we're gonna give me that intimidation check.
Thank you. Yeah, I have a feeling the dice would let me down. It's a 9.
A 9.
Oh.
Yeah. You kind of try to give him this side eye, like leave us alone. Like, what are you even doing here?
Yeah.
But he wasn't even looking at you all. Like, didn't even give you the time of day as he was walking by. And when I say massive tiefling, you would think that this tiefling can't just be a tiefling if you didn't know Crusher. Like, this tiefling is probably like 8 feet tall, is wider than a door, huge. You realize that the like wooden locker on his back, probably one of you could fit in, that he's just been carrying, presumably for or is going to just carry all the way to Lumen. A huge and strong individual. And give me a bit of a perception check, everyone, as you're kind of eyeing up this group.
Ooh. I got this, guys. I rolled a 17 plus 6.
Nice.
Oh,
So-
sick.
That's good because I rolled the same number. I got a second 3 on the dice, so
12.
I got an 18 plus 1.
it's only a 4.
A 4. It's not super hard to see, so everyone but Marigold, who was too busy trying to like give an intimidating
Mean
look.
mug.
Yeah, trying to mean mug this tiefling. You all see that his entire squad with him have either like as pins or painted onto their armor. They all have the white volunteer shield with arrows, meaning that they all have done at least 9 years with the volunteers.
Okay. That may be, and I respect it. But he was also just an asshole for no reason. So as he's walking away and they have their backs to us, I'm going to use prestidigitation to soil the back of his pants. Just
Okay.
real subtle.
Yeah.
Just real subtle.
Real subtle. Okay. Great. Noted. You
He
can
can
do
find that later.
Yeah, noted. Let me write that down. I'd say everyone again but Marigold, because you were looking at them as they passed by. You hear Xanthi kind of mutter a little spell because prestidigitation has a verbal component, I'm nearly positive. And then you see that happen, and you all are aware of what Xanthi just did. except Marigold, who's
No one else will know.
yeah, no one else will know except the other two people in your party.
Revenge.
Oh.
I came here to make friends, but I'll make enemies if I can't make friends. It's fine.
I'm here to make friends and have a bad time, and I'm all out of friends.
Yeah.
I think under his breath, Teddy's gonna just kind of like talking partially to his squad mates and partially to himself, like if Lieutenant Lealia didn't think we couldn't hold our own, she wouldn't have allowed us to come.
Yeah. I'm confident in us. He probably is working through some issues of his own.
Yeah. As that group heads off towards the kind of front of the pack, you all are probably middle to back. Senior volunteer Honor has been up front leading kind of the march, so to speak, and you know that other than the squad that is scouting ahead, the rest of you are in your own little formations headed along this road. And kind of as the morning kind of ticks on, you're left with just the heavy footfall of 40 or so volunteers as they make their way towards Lumen. The road gently slopes as you head away from the coast in Old Haven. The hard dirt road cutting through gently rolling hills, sporadic trees, and dry grass. There are almost no clouds in the sky. The sun is beating down hard, and there's little else to distract you from the thoughts on your mind, except the beads of sweat forming on your face and neck. It is probably nearly 11 or so. You've been walking for 2 hours, and at this point you're starting to remember the journey here that you all took in various different locations to Old Haven, but you do recall the long walk on the road, and it definitely wasn't this hot as you were all headed into Old Haven. But knowing that it's kind of summer and you were going to be traveling, does anyone want to kind of describe what their new travel outfits look like as you got ready for this adventure?
Wow.
Does anyone want to go first?
Roll initiative.
Whoa!
I know you
Just
nerds have ideas in your brain. Come on.
I have ideas in my brain, but you said it wasn't good.
That's not what I said. I said black is hot in the summer.
I have an aesthetic. I'm sorry.
Wow.
Teddy has like still kind of like brown, they look almost like slacks, but they're a lot looser around the hips and the knees. Sort of like linen trousers that get a little tighter near like the calf and ankle so they can easily tuck into his traveling boots that he has. He has a like still that linen button up, you know, he loves his button ups. But this one has like the top couple unbuttoned, revealing his leather armor sort of beneath. Sort of a light sage green top that he's wearing. He's got his like travel pack sort of strapped on like backpack style, and also like this kind of side satchel, and carrying his walking stick as usual, just plodding along. He's got his volunteers ascot that he's like periodically like, you know, pouring some water into and like wrapping around his neck to help him stay cool.
Smart. All right, I have a kind of idea. I think it's better than the. So Haze has it is still black, but it is mostly like there's like it's like a loose fitting kind of almost t-shirt with like the sleeves and like top part are like mesh, and so it's like the bottom part with like a panel of like solid fabric in the middle. It's kind of tucked into like some loose like linen purple pants that are go down and tuck into fantasy combat boots with split mail flavor. um, stop. Some chain and jewelry, belts, the vibe, the aesthetic. Yeah, and I think that she started like kind of growing their hair out, and currently has it kind of like pulled up in the picture I sent to the group around the time of commitment night, where it's like braided up into like 2 buttons. She's very cool. She's so cute. She's very cool tonight. That's it. That's my vibe.
Nice.
Yeah.
Marigold or Xanthi, any changes from your usual get up?
I think
Yes, but I've been struggling to figure out what she's wearing.
I did not give enough thought to it.
Me neither. As in, I've given a lot of thought to it and come up with nothing.
I'll go first then. You
Okay,
can think
thank
about
you.
it for another
Thank
minute.
you.
So I figure probably the clothes that she actually traveled to Old Haven in before she put on her cleric cosplay for the schoolhouse. So probably just like kind of a slim trouser, tall leather, like kind of rugged trail boots. And she probably has like a blouse that has like a blousey sleeve and like some like embroidery with little flowers on it from home. And she's probably got like her well-worn travel pack, and like it looks like someone who is familiar with the road.
Nice.
Okay, this is a little avant-garde, but we're gonna go with it.
Go for it.
So Marigold, she's wearing a skirt that has like 2. I think this is what I want to go with. No, it's not. We're gonna change it. She's wearing like a shorter skirt than she like usually does. Like most of her skirts are usually like knee length. This one is just like a little bit above the knee, so it's just a bit shorter. Has a very, very great twirl factor, as all of her skirts do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this one is kind of like a blue, a bit like of a like lighter blue color. And she's wearing her same all-terrain sandals because she's just a girl.
Gotta have her all-terrain sandals.
Yeah, and she's wearing like these kind of, I guess like she's wearing tights, and they're kind of like a purpley color. I don't know. Yeah, they're kind of this like purple color. The vibe we're going for here is kind of like a little jellyfish outfit, but I can't like fully conceptualize it. But it's like the skirt is like the top of the jellyfish, and then the like color would be like the color of her tights are like matching for the little, I don't know, that center part that's all like frilly for jellyfish. And she's wearing just like a very light colored blouse. It's probably off the shoulder like all of hers are, and probably has like puffy sleeves that kind of like stop right before the elbow, so it's very like short sleeved. And why do I feel like there was one other thing? Oh yeah, she's wearing a scarf, like very loosely over her head, kind of like making like a little hood out of it. It's like a very like lightweight blue scarf.
Nice. Yeah. So a little bit change up of attire, knowing that you're going to be on the road for a while, having to carry all of your rations and everything for sleeping, and as well as your armor and weapons if you use them. But as you've kind of been on the road for the morning, had a busy morning, one might say, didn't really have a lot of time to do much other than just get ready, hurry up and wait, and then get going. As you all are walking, you can hear some quiet conversations from some of the other squads. Maybe not always exactly what they're talking about, but no one is like being silent. There's been no calls for like, we need to be stealthy in our approach. Is there anything anyone would be wanting to bring up to the group, or kind of just any conversations to be had to pass the time as you're on the road?
I don't know how chatty.
I have an update for Marigold's outfit because I just had an idea. Because we all know that Marigold is wearing the tights to cover up the black mark that's on her leg. What she did is she dyed the other side of her pair of tights to have the same black swirl on it, which also adds to like the jellyfish vibe. So Teddy can tell that that's what she's done, but no one else knows. She's being sneaky about it, and she's wearing long sleeves because they're gonna walk in the forest at some point.
Yeah,
it's just better for travel. She's not wearing short sleeves.
Fair.
I don't know if Hayes is like making conversation, might like lightly respond to conversation, but is keeping close to Marigold right now. Kind of being there for her in an empathetic way and looking out for her right now.
Doesn't Hayes have their own stuff to worry about? Marigold? I mean, she doesn't look like happy, but she doesn't look
not in the sense that like, oh, Marigold needs to be protected and looked out for right now, but in the sense of, hey, we're both going through this right now. I know that like what I'm going through, so I imagine what you're going through, and I'm gonna be here as someone who understands that. I don't know.
I'd say that Marigold looks less bothered than you think she should be.
Either way.
Is Xanthi making any conversation her favorite thing to do?
Probably. She probably alternates between like just like humming, just like along to like whatever music is in her head as she is walking along. I think she would take this opportunity to start a conversation with Teddy about Travis, because it's been a long time since she's been there. So she probably would just start asking about like places, like, is this place still there, or do they still sell those, whatever, insert street food vendor. All her information is from like 10 years ago though, so hit or miss as to whether some of these might be there. She might ask also, like, if you know any of the people she knows in Travis. Is she like, my grandparents are there. Do you know? Do you happen to know the Fulsey family at all?
Should I roll for that, Lucas?
Your family is not nobility, right?
No, no.
So
They're literally.
you would
She comes
Teddy
from a
Probably
can,
small
not
Teddy
then.
town.
can think real hard and pretend he's like really going through the memory banks. He
Mhm.
does not know.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't. She comes from a small town where everyone knows that everyone.
Got it. Okay.
Same town. Okay. What about she knows? The Vizrod family. Do you know them?
Vizrod. It sounds familiar. Maybe if I were to see them, I would recognize them.
Hmm. Wow. I guess it is a little bit bigger than Serenity's Roost, so.
A bit, yes.
Yeah, and she probably just like will spend a bunch of time kind of just prattling on about like things that she remembers from like the summer she spent in Tratus when she was 10.
Mm-hmm.
That one time you go to Europe over the summer, you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm gonna move here someday. Yeah.
Yeah. I think Xanthi and Teddy, you all are trying to keep the conversation light and perhaps distracting as, not really bringing up whatever it is that's ahead of you. As Hayes, you're kind of focused on getting to Lumen and just whatever will be awaiting for you there. And as the day wears on, it's kind of afternoon now, and the temperature steadily rises. By the time it is maybe 2 p.m., the temperature has climbed into the high 90s and shows no sign of relenting. Breaks are needed more and more frequently as the blistering weather is taking its toll on the group. During one such break, you all are approached by another squad. 3 women, a blonde human kind of leading the group, a stocky halfling, and a dark-skinned half-elf with a shaved head, kind of all come over to you. You can see that they're wearing various kind of armor assortments, so not really sure exactly the class, but you do notice that they all have the same kind of like embroidered I want to say like flag off like hanging off a belt, like not like flag football, but almost like pendant. I don't know what we're gonna call it, but like a little
It's
embroidered...
like a thick friendship bracelet is kind of what I'm imagining, and I don't know if that's
a thick
what it is.
friendship bracelet embroidered, hanging off of their like belt or one of their various pouches. And you see that as they kind of walk up to you all, as you're sitting, taking a moment to recover in this heat, you see that the blonde human woman, she kind of walks up and kind of brightly introduces herself. She's like, "Hi, you all are the first years, right? My name is Chrysaris. This is Mawa," and she points to the halfling to her side, and Isolde points to the half elf. And we just wanted to kind of say hi and get to know you all. I know you see she kind of lowers her voice and looks around real quick before looking back. I don't really worry about Braggett. He's grumpy, but he's a good fighter. He'll have your back. And you can see she's gesturing towards the huge tiefling that you all had a little bit of a go with this morning. Oh, sorry. What's your names? I always forget to ask.
My name is Teddy Lockhart. It's very nice to meet you.
Teddy.
I'm Hayes.
Hayes, nice to meet you. Yeah.
I'm Xanthi.
Xanthi?
I'm Marigold.
Marigold. Oh. Well, it's really nice to meet you all. I mean, I guess this isn't like the best way to get introduced, but yeah, I guess we're all here, so.
It's so
Do
nice.
these? Sorry, I did not make. You
No.
go for it.
No. She just wanted to say like, oh, that's so nice of you to introduce yourself.
I was gonna ask if these three have their their year pin or whatever. Can we tell how long these three have been in the volunteers?
You can see that they have the same one you have, which means they are still first term. They are either
Got it.
second or third year.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's very nice to meet you. Yes, thank you. Have a seat. He'll kind of gesture to whatever log they've found themselves sitting on.
Yeah, you see, as she's kind of like, oh, thank you. You see that Mawa kind of signs thank you to you all, the halfling, before sitting down. And Isolde decides not to sit, but kind of just leans, using Chrysaris as something to lean against as she's sitting on the ground. And kind of the three of them share a bit of food and snacks, and kind of you can see they're kind of looking at your, slyly looking at you all while keeping a little bit of a pleasant conversation, just the weather, huh? But yeah, give me a bit of an insight check for whoever would be inciting.
Whoa.
I'm opening my third eye
appropriate.
for this one.
I got a nat 1.
Hayes, you don't give a shit. You're
Distracted.
you're really warm and
Fanning her.
Yeah, your armor's really weighing you down right now, and you're sweating buckets.
Well, it's fine.
Got a 21.
21, yeah.
I also got a 21.
I
21.
got a 17.
17. There we are. The insightful group. Yeah, you can see that the way they are looking is trying to put together some information they have heard about your group. You can see they're kind of taking a look at your kind of armor, whatever weapons you're carrying, which I think you all have put some money towards some of the things, more so than a lot of first years would be able to afford. But it doesn't seem judgmental. Just they're noting your items. So
With their short sleeves, Hayes, I just realized, has their wear rep bite on full display.
good.
Ooh.
It's just
hot.
it was just a it's just a
Ooh.
rabid animal.
Xanthi will take the opportunity to proselytize just a bit.
Great, go for it.
She sees them looking and she's like, you know what? Let me just answer the question right now.
Yeah.
I'm a cleric. My goddess is not fully reclaimed yet. She's the goddess of magic. She did speak to me in a dream, though, recently, so progress.
Oh, wow. I'm this is Chrysaris talking. She's like, oh, I'm a paladin to Mog, so that's wonderful.
Yeah, one of her coins. She's very cool.
Yeah, great. So, gotta always keep positive, look on the bright side. Luck's with you. That's what we always say, right?
Yeah. By the way, you don't need anything identified, do you? because I'm doing this thing as like an act of devotion for my goddess where I can identify things for people for free, since I know there's usually a charge if you go through the Mars Society, which is just silly if you ask me.
Oh, well, I don't have anything, Mawa, and you see the halfling kind of rummages through her like pouch and looks, like pulls out something, puts it back, pulls out another thing, puts it back, and then just kind of goes no, and kind of signs no and thank you again. Yeah, no, I think we're good. We don't have, we just have our stuff. We haven't come across anything too crazy recently, but that's good to know. I'll keep it in mind.
Yeah. Let me know if you do need something identified, because I can do it.
Absolutely. Oh, I completely forgot. We're the Siren Sisters. What do you all go by? What's your name?
Nancy will just look over to Teddy.
Yeah, do we know what Teddy put down?
Yes, you saw.
Okay.
You saw and heard like Captain Breeze be like, "Okay, the damned. All right."
I think his ears turn a little red. He's gonna say, "There's a bit of a miscommunication. Officially, we're marked as the damned."
Oh. What
We're
about,
not like
are you
edgy.
unofficially not damned? Because that might be a really important distinction going forward. No. Okay.
We hadn't really gotten that far.
Yeah. We weren't super into labels.
Whoa.
Yeah. Coming from the person whose goddess hasn't been reclaimed with a name yet.
Yeah.
Not into labels here. Okay.
It's more about the spirit of the thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well,
Is that what your kind of gestured to the like hanging sort of like emblems that they carry with them? Is that a mark of your squad then?
oh yeah. It was a gift from our sponsor. And you can look closer and see that it says the Siren Seamstress Shop. And you see that she's like, yeah, our sponsors, the Siren Seamstress. I don't know if you've been down there by the South Docks. But if you ever need anything altered, she takes this moment to proselytize. If you ever need anything altered, you could just totally give our name. And I'm sure that she'd be happy to help. So.
Oh,
That's
very
wonderful. Did Xanthi and Marigold stop there when dress shopping?
Ooh,
I feel like they had to have.
I feel like they did, but because it was so last minute and she's already a sponsor, she was like, I'm so sorry, I'm booked, I have last minute things. And she gave you a recommendation of someone who could help. Because she just wasn't, it's just one lady. She can't do it all.
Can't do everything. She tries, but okay. Well, they seem very nice. Putting a smiley face next to their names in my notes.
I love them.
Yeah.
Don't kill them.
I know the whole luck's on your side. I'm like, oh, no.
You're like, you should have called yourself the Damned, and then you'd survive.
Ironic.
But yeah, as you all are having this nice little chat, you see that the kind of call goes out to get moving again, finishing kind of the last 2 or so legs, the next kind of 4 hours of the day. And you spend the march. You can see that they walk beside you for a little bit longer, before kind of moving up ahead and kind of doing their own thing as a squad. And as dusk arrives, the sky fills with a wine-red stain as long rows of deep purple clouds stretch across the sky. The sun lingers on the horizon like a burning ember, and a scorching wind races over the landscape, bringing with it the smell of smoke and ash. You're far enough away from Old Haven now that the tablets don't work. There will be no notification of a merge. But Senior Volunteer Honor has taken no chances. She's ordered that there will be no campfires or torches to be lit tonight due to the fear of spontaneous combustion. And you all will have to deal with a rather unappetizing dinner of cold rations as your first night on the road. But yeah.
Ours will not be cold. I just want to note, because I can prestidigitation warm it.
Ooh,
So,
you're gonna do a little.
No
little
cold
warm-
rations for our group.
There you go.
I think if possible, we should also extend that offer to the Siren Sisters because they're nice to us.
Not brackets.
We'll microwave their food.
Yeah.
No.
Food. I will also prestidigitation dust them off. They get the full treatment.
full friend
if they need any
treatment.
mending done, we've got a second hand for that.
Yeah.
They're in the ally category.
Okay, good. Good to know. Yeah.
Stop. Don't say it like that. Don't say it like that.
Did I just do
Wonderful.
them?
Don't say it like that.
I think they were already doomed, man.
What do you mean? This whole task force is perfectly fine, and everyone's gonna come out of it alive.
No, we hate them so much, and it would be so edgy of you to like keep them alive.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, they're
okay.
like Yenros, where they're just so grating, and
It would be more believable if it came from someone who was not Meg. But yeah, you all see that as you kind of approach the designated campsite, it seems like Going Rogue, that squad, who is responsible for kind of scouting ahead for whatever you might run into, as well as just finding a spot to camp, has found a way probably like 40 or 50 yards off the actual road. Granted, the entire time you walked, all like 9 hours today, you did not see anyone else on the road. So the likelihood of like needing, you could probably honestly camp in the middle of the road and it wouldn't matter. No one would come down the road. But it's just like that human nature to like get off the road just in case. But yeah, you see that with your pack, you kind of with the rations that were included, there was also a somewhat spacious / not really tent for each squad. So it's enough to fit at least 4 people. The squads that have 3 people might be more lucky. You have no clue how Bragick's squad is going to all fit in that tent. You don't think they are. That's like 1.5 of them. They each can put like their feet in the tent, and that's about it. But yeah,
maybe they all cast Reduce on themselves.
yeah,
They go to
they
bed.
just each person gets a night in the tent, and then everyone else has a sleep around it outside. But yeah, you're able to kind of set up your tent and finally take your pack off, and get a chance to fully rest for longer than like 15 minutes at a time. As you can see now that the sky is just in this perpetually wine red state as the sun is starting to set.
I'm sure that Senior Volunteer Honor has this taken care of, but would we feel more secure setting up a watch of our own?
Probably not a bad idea.
I mean, it doesn't hurt to have more eyes, and I don't know how well I can sleep right now anyway.
So, we take turns?
That works for me.
Right as you all are having, you're setting your stuff up, having this conversation about setting up watch, you see that Isolde comes by, and she goes, "We're meeting at the center to draw straws for watch. You coming?"
Oh, yes.
We'll be right there.
Puts his boots back on that he took off to,
Yeah.
relax a little bit.
Yeah, and you all kind of walk through to the center of camp. The tents are kind of arranged, not super neatly. There's some closer to each other, some farther away. But you can see one of a slightly larger tent. You can see on the outside it has a name, embroidered name that just says SV Honor. So you imagine this is like command tent, so to speak. And as Honor is standing there, she's like, "All right, I'll need one representative from each squad. We're going to do this the old-fashioned way and draw straws."
I'll go.
All right.
Go for it.
Yeah.
It's
So
a good one.
you step up. You see that kind of she holds them out to everyone, and I need you to roll a d20. 8. You see, she holds it out. One person from each squad. You see that Braga draws one and kind of glares at you, Hayes, before
I give
turning
him
away.
none of my attention.
Great. I'm so glad you picked the most senior group to beef with.
We didn't choose that. Hello.
How am I beefing?
Actually, it was Xanthi. To be fair, Xanthi really exacerbated this. They would have just ignored you all.
It was a secret revenge. A subtle
Yeah,
revenge.
who could have possibly known after the one group you talked to?
It could have been anyone here.
Yeah. As you see the straws drawn, everyone goes around and shows, and Hayes, you had to get a 7 or below to be on watch. You just beat the watch requirements for the squad. So you all will not have to be on watch. There's 4 squads on watch that will be on for the 4 kind of times of night. But that does mean you will probably be on watch tomorrow night if they are rotating through. So that way someone doesn't get screwed being on watch for all of the days. Yeah, Hayes, you head back, and you can see some people you see one person goes over to a friend in another squad and is like, "How much?" to try to get their squad out of having to stand watch. The bartering has begun.
Interesting. Yeah. Guess we can try to get some sleep.
Okay.
You all doing anything else before just crashing? I mean, it has
What
been
are our
a
options?
long
late
time.
is it?
Whatever you want to do within this, it's D&D. How late is it? This is still relatively early. This was right around maybe 7-ish. They were getting the watches set because they were starting basically as soon as the sun went down. It is also sweltering. You all do not have a thermometer, but you don't need one. It's far too hot is the temperature. It's that little dial, and the thing is broken off the thing. And I'd say it would not be a large jump to say that there's currently a plane of fire merge that you are, if not in the path of, very close to, with how hot it has been and just the kind of the way the sky looks currently.
Maybe
Are
people
we-
watching. Sorry. I think I want to know what groups, any interesting folks around.
Yeah. As you're kind of sitting there, people watching, go ahead and give me a perception check. Perception or investigation, is I guess.
It's going to be perception.
I gotta, give the options.
24.
24. Yeah, I'd say you probably sit and people watch for a good hour or so, really taking in the different groups, who's exactly where. You see that Isolde, Mawa, and Chrysaris actually are in the tent kind of right to the right of your tent. They set up next to you all, which is why kind of Isolde came to get you. And as you're looking, you're trying to gauge kind of the different pins and really see the groups. And with that 24, you see that there are 5 groups of senior volunteers. You see that kind of 3 of them have the white badge, the white shield, meaning they've been on the force for at least 9 years, and then 1 with yellow and 1 with red, making only 1 really new. You see the rest of them all have the same color as yours, which means they're either 3rd years or 2nd years. And judging by the interactions, you can gather that the Siren Sisters are 2nd years. They're the only 2nd years. And you start to gather why they came to befriend the only 1st years that were here, as the other 4 groups are 3rd years. So you know that there's 5 senior volunteers, 4 3rd years, and 1 2nd year, and then you all. So 11 groups total, or 11 squads total.
I also just want to know if Mean Tiefling has noticed that his pants are dirty.
You.
Is that not what the glare was about?
It was absolutely what the glare was about.
Okay,
to his.
didn't know.
He noticed, and if you've seen him walking by, it was taken care of. There's no way that one of the other senior volunteers does not also have prestidigitation and can easily fix that issue.
It's fine. She snickers to herself anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, you've begun to kind of map out the squads, and you've realized with the way kind of everyone's interacting, it doesn't look like Senior Volunteer Honor has a squad with her. She is solely the responsible person in charge of everyone, for whatever that means.
Okay. Yeah.
Are we anywhere near a water source, like a river or a spring or anything like that?
No, it is just dry grass, dirt, and a few of those really spindly trees you see in savannas sometimes.
Sure.
Does Teddy bring this up to the group?
Sure, yeah, I'll clock that there's not much. I'm assuming that this was thought of and that there will be water along the way, hopefully.
Yeah. As you all probably, with having time to kind of relax, decompress, as much as you can, just kind of like sitting or laying there being like, it's so hot. It's really hot out. You thought it'd get better with the sun going away, but there's still just like that ember glow of the sky. And around 9 o'clock, you see that people start to gather near Senior Volunteer Honors tent with Isolde and Mawa and Chrysaris kind of walking by you and kind of being like come gather before bed conversation. You see like some people are already like armor off, like no shoes. They were probably in bed and got up to come to this this conversation. And as she addresses you, you see she is still in her armor for the day. That has not changed. And you can see pretty clearly now she also has, which you gather why it's probably more prominent with those who've been in for 9+ years. Your symbol's not changing after that. She has both on her shield and like the kind of along the collar, the white volunteer logo. As she kind of brings everyone in, she's like, all right, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. This will be our evening stand-up. It'll be the last thing we do before everyone heads to get some rest every night on our journey to Lumen. Just to give an overview for everyone about the expectations for going forward, there's, based on kind of current weather patterns, we do expect that there's the possibility of multiple plane of fire merges. She kind of like looks around to what it is. And I believe that that is probably currently what we are experiencing as well. The Planar scholars were uncertain, but there is the possibility of a Feywild or Abyssal merge in the next few days. So we will keep an eye out on that. It really depends on how fast we can march and just patterns we won't be made aware of with our distance from both Oldhaven and Lumen. As such, it should take us 5 days at this point to reach Lumen. The end of day 3, expect that we will be at the Draken Company way station. And you all recall on your trip here that there are kind of these way stations, essentially just plopped alongside the road, a pretty large, like, walled-in courtyard and a few buildings that are manned by some, well, they were when you were all new, like, level 1s, some pretty scary individuals. You aren't, for a lot of you, you aren't really sure what their whole deal is. You just know that it was kind of a safe spot. You could rest every, like, couple days along the road. And that is what Honor is saying that you will reach by basically sundown of day 3. I believe that should be everything for our current discussion. Does anyone have any questions for me before we end today's meeting? All right. Hearing nothing, thank you all for your time. And if you need anything, my door is always open, so please stop by. Good evening. And you see she kind of heads back into her tent as everyone disperses. Someone grumbles about how that could have just been a message, and Yeah, you you all are able to finally get ready for bed for the first time since being up since 3 a.m. A real 19-hour day going on here.
I forgot we got up at 3 a.m.
Yeah, I think Teddy crashes hard.
Wait, no, it was like 2 a.m.
Yeah,
Worse.
even worse.
Yeah. Sleep is great.
Sleep is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Hayes settles in expecting to not be able to fall asleep. Has a lot on their mind. Probably takes out the letter that they just got from her sister, and reads that with a whole new mindset. Takes out the letter that she started writing in response. Considers keeping writing, but is this is not probably. It's just instincts. And puts them away and lays down and probably passes out because it's been a long day.
Yeah. Teddy, as you're getting ready for bed or getting ready to kind of crash, there have been a few kind of lights that have been cast kind of as far away from people's open tents as much as possible, but still enough that if people need to see, because no one's allowed to light torches, they can. And as you're kind of tossing and getting ready to go to sleep, you catch just in the corner of your eye your hand, and you don't know if it's the light or lack of sleep, but you swore for a moment that you could still see the inky rot down your fingers, which has been healed for a few days at this point. And you quickly look back and kind of, move your hands. Everything seems fine, but you swear for a moment that it wasn't.
What are you up to, Lucas?
I'm just telling you what Teddy saw. It's not on me. Talk to your boy. Yes, he has scurvy. Exactly. But yeah. Does Teddy do anything or just kind of shake it off and be like, I need sleep?
I think he sees it, and then I think to anyone else who's in the process of going to bed, there's that kind of jolt that when you're sleeping and then you get that feeling that you're falling and kind of but for a second. I think it kind of sounds like that. But he doesn't say or do anything, and he is checking his hands, the backs and the fronts, and after thoroughly examining and testing his fingertips that they feel fine, he'll just kind of take a breath and roll over away from the lights and try to go to sleep for real.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyone else doing anything or just crashing? I know Hayes snoozing, Teddy snoozing.
I think Xanthi just is watches to make sure everyone is in bed, and she knows Marigold hasn't been sleeping well, so she makes an effort to kind of fluff her pillow and kind of try and usher her over to get settled, and she just kind of probably will glance out the tent and do a little once over, just making sure that everything looks safe before she'll go to bed. No retaliation for them.
Save that for tomorrow.
I know how prank wars go.
Yeah, Marigold, anything or just trying to sleep?
I think she just goes to sleep with her little mantra in her head that's like, everyone's okay, everyone's okay, everyone's okay, and goes to sleep.
Yeah. as you all head to bed. The night is unbearably hot with the four of you in the tent, even with the door pulled open to allow whatever breeze might seep its way in. You feel like you're laying in a puddle of your own sweat as you toss and turn. The low conversations of passing squads on watch eventually lull you to sleep. Suddenly, you all wake to the sounds of shouts and panic. It is hot. There's a low rumble as black smoke pours into the tent, almost blinding you. Struggling to get outside, you see a current of fire swirling all around you as the campsite is up in flames. You see several large masses of flames race across the ground, seeming to flicker and spark from a central humanoid shape surrounding the camp. I need you all to roll initiative, and you can pull up the map.
Oh my gosh.
The map.
Before we get into combat,
We'll take a break, but also...
did I have another the same dreams? Am I still having them?
You did not get to a deep enough sleep to have one. All right. Well, are we ready to get into it?
Yeah.
Has everyone checked that their health is correct?
No.
Yes. It's so tiny.
Yeah, it's a little
my
tiny,
health.
but
40. AC.
Oh, and we don't have our armor on right now because we were sleeping. Shit.
yep.
I slept
No
with my armor on.
You did not.
No.
Everyone, take your armor class is now. We'll
Thanks,
just
Meg.
remove it.
Sorry, I'm such a narc.
I'm going
Fucking
from a
nerd.
19 AC to 12.
Mhm.
Hey, me too, but without the 19.
Okay, I'll change.
Can I
it.
have my shield?
Yeah,
I've
I
grabbed
feel like
my
you could
shield.
have grabbed it. That's fine.
Thank
I will
you.
also have grabbed my shield.
Yeah, it takes. I don't even think it takes an action to equip your shield.
Good.
Um,
I forgot about removing that.
Grab it.
yeah. So yeah, you all stumble out of the tent. No armor, but those of you who have shields, you were able to grab your weapon. As this like black smoke pours in, you can see that in the air the currents of fire, and you could hear people shouting and screaming. There's the din of combat, this low rumble of flames. As you look to your left and see a fire elemental, you look and see there's another one on the other side of this battle, and another one kind of off screen as well that some of the other volunteers are racing to fight. And at the very top of the round, you hear from the tent next to you, where the Siren Sisters are, you hear people screaming and struggling to get out of the tent as it has collapsed and is currently on fire. There are 2 people trapped in that tent.
Okay,
Right
This one here?
Yes. Right
that
there.
changes my move then.
So, with that, Marigold, you're up. Teddy on deck as you hear this and also see this fire elemental just burning everything in sight.
Okay. Where is it? There it is. Oh shoot! I was not all prepared to use this spell today, but that's actually going to change my turn. I have to pull it up. 1 second.
What spell are you thinking?
Create or destroy water.
Mm-hmm.
I just need to find it because it's in a weird spot. Okay.
The map looks so cool with the little fire things.
Thank you.
Okay, so it says I can create 10 gallons of clean water within range in an open container. Alternatively, the water falls as rain in a 30-foot cube within range, extinguishing exposed flames in the area. So I'm going to cast create water and have it be centered on that tent, so we know that it definitely will extinguish the flames on the tent that they're trapped in.
You go to cast this spell, and you learn the negative effect of being in a plane of fire merge, which is any spell that causes cold damage or summons water are half as effective You can
Ugh.
you can upcast for standard effect, or everything is halved at the regular casting level. So it would be
no.
I think halved technically 7.5 feet, which is really annoying, fucking rounding down from 15, and only 5 gallons of water.
No, it's 30.
30 to 15.
30 to
30
to
15.
15. So you still think you can get a good portion of it. But...
Because it's a racial trait, I don't think that I can technically upcast. I just get it once per day. So
you just have to see. You see as you're trying to gather this amount of water, that it's just you're pulling it from the air, and unfortunately, the air is superheated right now, and that is difficult.
Well, at least I wasn't needing 30 feet, but I just hope that's enough to extinguish their flames on their tent. She's going to concentrate it on the fired part as much as possible.
Yeah. You kind of concentrate on this, and even still, you gather that you're able to soak the tent. So the tent is no longer on fire, but it will probably recatch within a full round. So helping people get out.
Wet?
It is, the air is superheated. It's like drying really fast.
Dang.
There's a column of walking fire. So yes, the water that the 5 gallons she poured on the tent is not quite enough. But you know they are no longer like currently burning alive, and if people can get over there and help within a round, the rest of the round, things should probably be okay. That is your action, I believe, Marigold. Any movement or bonus action?
I know I'm not really going to be able to help get them out.
I got it.
I'll just move for now. I don't really have anything I can do as a bonus action.
All right.
I think I want to spread us out a little bit. Maybe get a distraction away from the tent.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I'll head up. I started here, so that's fine. Yeah, I can probably get there.
Cool. All right. That is Marigold's turn. Teddy, you're up. Xanthi on deck. As you two are also kind of out of the tent, aware of what just happened with the dousing of the flames, but that there are people still in there, and if you can't get them free, it will not be good.
Okay. I think Teddy is going to head over to the Siren Sisters tent and just assist in getting them out as quickly as possible. If that's like the help action, happy to do that.
Yeah, I'd say it's
like just kind of
it's your action to like you have to like, you know, get the tent open, like move aside some of the like still smoldering parts of it. So it would be an action, a full amount of time to do that. And you're able to pull out, kind of grab and pull Mawa and Sold, who are both there. You can see that they have a lot of kind of horrific burns, but looks like they will make it, as some of like the tent has like adhered to their skin from the fire.
I don't want to be so callous as to be like, if I have the heals later, then I'll heal them up. I'm not sure. Does it look like they're gearing up to go fight, or like what is kind of their like thing that they have going on here?
Yeah, give me a quick insight check as you kind of pull them out and are assessing what's going on.
An 18 insight.
18. You look and see they are probably not necessarily gearing up to fight in this round, or maybe even 2 rounds. They're going to take a moment to like address themselves and whatever's happening and be like, "You good?
Great.
I'm good. Do we need like the healing potion?" They're like conscious enough to now hopefully take care of themselves, but you don't think they'll be much help. You kind of look
That's
through
fine.
the tent more and realize that you're nearly positive Chrysaris wasn't in the tent. So
Okay.
you think you got everyone.
I think he's just gonna say, Corsaris, where is she? Did she leave?
Yeah, you see that Isolde just goes, she had just stepped out. I think she's somewhere around here, and is trying to scan this just like smoke and flames. Not sure where.
Okay. I think then I'm gonna use the rest of my movement to pop up here to this tent. Am I able to kind of like, knock knock? Just
Yeah.
I'm worried that there's other people in similar situations,
Mhm.
and so his priority right now is like if there's people in the tents, get them out of the tents, so that way we're not losing people.
Yeah.
We can deal with the guy later, but I don't want anyone dying due to collapsed fire tent.
Yeah. Just give me a luck check. You want higher, so give me a d20 roll. Oh, Meg left. Meg does not want to do that.
Yeah.
Meg said I would rather not.
No. Oh.
Meg, come back. Teddy.
Hello?
Teddy, where are you? Can you hear us?
Shrieks from the void.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, are you back? 15. Okay, 15. Hopefully you can hear me, Meg. 15 is good.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you kind of swing the tent open, and you look inside and see like kind of messed up bedrolls, no weapons in sight, so it looks like whoever was in here has gotten out and is like presumably fighting one of the other fire elementals.
Great. With that, I think that will be the end of Teddy's turn.
Cool. All right. Xanthi, you're up. You kind of saw everything that happened and see this fire elemental kind of destroying things, getting ready to light some more things on fire.
Okay. Where in relation to this whole setup are the rest of the people? Like, are they behind the tents or like at the bottom of the map?
Kind of both. There's like a fire elemental above and below, and people split to try to go deal with the other fire elementals off screen. So that means you all are left with one, because D&D does not do group combat well.
I am going to. I'm gonna try to use Channel Divinity, which I've not done before. I am going to take about 5 feet of movement forward here, and then I am going to try to use my Arcane Abjuration Channel Divinity. So, as an action, present your holy symbol and one elemental that you can see and hear, that can see and hear you and is within 30 feet has to make a wisdom saving throw, DC 14. If it fails, it's turn for a minute.
Okay.
And it cannot take reactions and can only dash or dodge if it can't move. So.
Okay. Let me... Does it have a challenge rating that it goes up to? Because sometimes... That might be for paladins, I'm not sure.
doesn't. It just says, but that creatures that fail can be banished based on your level, but that starts at 5th level.
Okay.
So at this point, there is no challenge rating. It's just if it fails the DC 14 Wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Yeah, that's a 19 plus 0. So
Okay.
it passes.
It is not afraid of me.
It is
That's
not
fair.
afraid. Maybe it's too unwise to be afraid, Xanthi.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
It doesn't know.
Yeah. Was that a bonus action or action to channel divinity, or just a
It's
thing?
an action.
It's an action. Okay.
So
Yeah,
I
you
have
hold out your
used-
holy symbol.
I don't have a holy symbol.
You're like, I should really get a holy symbol as you hold out your
know,
shield.
like, keep going.
Yeah, you hold out your hand. Stop.
Yeah. That's sort of a thing.
Mhm.
Let's see if I have anything for a bonus action. I don't know that I can. Okay. I will. Oh no, hold on. That might be an actual. The first time I cast it might be. Oh no. Spiritual weapon is a bonus action to cast, so that's fine. I'll cast a spiritual weapon right next to. I will summon it right next to the elemental, and have it go ahead and attack since it's not. It wants to still stay here.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm marking it
Go
off
ahead and
so I don't forget it. And spiritual weapon rolls.
let's see. I'll draw you a little spiritual weapon.
A little ball of
Mm-hmm.
sparkly light.
Yeah, exactly.
It is going to be just a melee spell attack. Okay.
Where you want it? Anywhere.
Yeah, just anywhere next to it. Yeah, that's fine.
There you go.
Between it and Marigold. And then no, that's not for 8. Hold on. That was only an 8. I add my spell attack.
You
though,
do add your
even
spell
though it's
attack,
melee,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14?
14 hits.
Not a waste. 1d8 plus 4. 3 plus 4, 7 points of damage.
Very nice. Awesome. Action, bonus action, anything else, Xanthi?
I will move a little bit more just to kind of, again, so if it's going to try and do some sort of group attack, can't get multiples, so I'll go right here.
All right. Yeah, that is Xanthi's turn. Is now the fire elementals. It is going to charge ahead.
Oh, no.
Right here towards Hayes and probably get even closer. This has a lot of movement. Hayes and Teddy. It is going to make one attack against each.
Mm-hmm.
Hayes is going to be it's so high. It's a 24.
Is it above a 12?
It's a 24. I forgot
Why?
that you
Oh
didn't
my
have. I forgot you
gosh.
didn't have armor on. Yeah, 24 for Hayes, and then a 19 for Teddy.
Wow. Do I use my single use of shield on this? I'm gonna say no and see how hard he hits first.
All right. You both take 10 points of fire damage,
Oh wow!
and you now have the condition burning. This is a new thing.
Oh.
It takes a full action or a reasonable way to remove it, such as dunking yourself in water, to remove the burning condition. Someone can also use their action to basically get the fire off of you. You will
Sure.
take damage at the end of your turn until it is out.
Incredible.
So with that is the two actions for the fire elemental. At the end of its turn, anyone within a 10-foot radius takes 5 fire damage and starts burning. So you two already are burning. It does not stack, but you take 5 more points of fire damage. And you can see the ground, the other tent. Honestly, your tent, all the tents are in the range of this, as it is just consuming this dry ground and grass. Hayes, you're up, and then we are back at the top of the round.
All right. I was gonna protect myself from evil and good, but I think I'm gonna instead. That's hang on. Right there. To get flankings. And hit him.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. With advantage from my buddy. Nat 20.
Hell yeah.
Let's go. Since I have my shield up, it is 1d8. Where's my hammy? There you are. So double the die, 2d8. 7 and 2 is 9, plus 2 is 11 points of bludgeoning, and then I want to use my bonus action to Thunder Smite, adding 2d6 thunder damage to it.
All right.
Which is 3, so 9 bludgeoning, 3 thunder, and then use my regular smite as like when you hit kind of thing, because it's not either. My divine smite, and then that is
How much thunder? Sorry.
3.
3.
How many spell slots do I have? Hang on. Oh, I only have up to level 1. Never mind. 2d8. It's my nice new d8 that I got for damage. 6 and 4 is 10 radiant.
Okay.
So
yeah, you
12.
So
total.
you smack into this. The bludgeoning damage is halved. And then, so that brings it down to 6, but the others go through, so that's a total of 19 points of damage.
Incredible! And then
Oh, yeah.
also my weapon rings with thunder, audible within 300 feet.
Great. Everyone is very aware there's combat happening right now, in case they didn't hear.
Everyone's awake. I'm
Good, get them out of their tents.
smacking this thing and then also waking up
Yeah.
any of the heavy sleepers.
Yeah.
I'm providing. I'm doing my due diligence.
Yeah,
as a
you're
paladin.
doing your job.
Slay.
Yeah, you see that a lot of people kind of are pouring out of their tents. Some people are attempting to like prevent the tents from further lighting on fire. Some people are headed towards fighting some of the other fire elementals as well. It does appear like the campsite is aware of current events.
Good. Well, then they don't care. Other than that is loud noise.
Yeah. All right. Anything else?
I used 5 feet of my 30 feet of movement. I want to stay here. I think keeping flanking. Actually, this would have been flanking. I think I moved. Yeah, I was here. I don't know why I moved down. Either way. No, I think I'm going to stay here.
All right.
Give Teddy some flanking because he's coming up soon. Thank you. Action, bonus action. I think I'm good.
All right. At the end of your turn, you take 4 points of fire damage as you are burning.
Oh,
yeah. Top of the round. Marigold. Well, everyone. We'll come to Marigold, but this is, even though you rolled a 21, I'm going before you in case it alters your decisions of things to do.
Alrighty. I mean, that already happened once.
Yeah, exactly. You see that Mawa and Isolde are kind of checking their wounds. You see that Mawa kind of pulls out a dagger and is going to attack the elemental, but Isolde kind of shouts towards you all and kind of points off to the distance, and you see that trunk of like wood that the tiefling had been carrying, that she shouts and goes, "That's all our medical supplies. That can't burn." And if you look over on the map near where you are, Marigold, there is a trunk that is all of the medical supplies that were being carried. So that is something that you have now been made aware of. You are all aware of. I think everyone heard it. Xanthi, I'll even say you heard it. Isolde has a good shouting voice over the flames. And with that, Marigold, you're up. Teddy on deck.
Okay, well, I can't, no more water. I'm out of water. It's fine, probably.
You could put it out with your hands. You could move it away.
I mean, I guess hearing that doesn't, I didn't want to be particularly close to this guy anyways,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna move over here, so that way if something goes down, I'm right there.
Yeah.
And then I should be in range, let me check. Okay, so I'm gonna cast Magnify Gravity, and I'm gonna try to put it, because I don't know how to make a little circle tool.
So if you
on
go
here.
to the draw or hit D, it's the pen, and then you can go
Okay.
hit C circle.
Oh, circle. Guys, I don't want to hit my friends. But he's large. Wait, he's I don't know how to make that go away. I'm sorry.
I think you just click and
Oh, I
delete.
got it. Yeah, he's 10 feet large, and it's a 10-foot sphere. Yeah, how convenient. So I'm just
Is
gonna
it a
cast
10-foot
it on
radius
him.
or a 10-foot diameter?
Sorry, it's a 10-foot. Oh, 10-foot 15. Oh, wait.
I was like, I'm
You're
pretty
right,
sure
it's
Magnify
a-
Gravity is big.
No, sorry. Yeah, no, it's a radius. It's the radius, and I'm guessing the 10 feet was the. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Getting used to this. I'm sorry, friends. I might get
You
caught in
are
the
all good.
crosshairs.
Oh,
Because I don't.
Teddy's like, wait, hold on. Not good.
Wait. Yeah, because can I move it after, or
Yeah.
do I just?
You just
How do I
click and
move?
drag? You go.
Oh,
yeah.
very convenient. Could I go like that and hit him, or no?
I think this is fully in it. This square here.
It
to
is,
me,
but it is not centered on like an actual square in that case. If you move it just down one, I think.
I know, but
that
that's
should
gonna
be-
hit one of my friends.
No, it shouldn't, right? No, it
What do you
does. How?
mean?
Well,
Yeah.
you didn't draw. Like, why is it not snapping to?
It just did.
Here, let me.
do you mind if I drag your circle?
Like that,
Kate?
right?
No, I don't mind.
You want that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
that will get
that can
him and
work.
not my friends?
Yes.
Yay! Okay, cool.
I think I'm
So-
gonna turn up the snappiness of the map, because things aren't really snapping super
Okay.
well. But yeah,
And
you can,
I
do
think I want to try to pack a bit of an extra punch with this one, so I'm going to upcast it at 2nd level. So that's going to be a Constitution saving throw.
I will make that 14.
Mine's a 15.
There you go.
So
Wow.
we'll take 3d8 force damage, and
Sweet.
movement speed is reduced by how much is it reduced by? It's halved until
Cool.
the end of its next turn.
This thing is speedy, but that is good.
That's
Stop
why
the
I'm doing
swirling
it,
fire.
because it's speedy. But
Yeah.
oh, wait, I want one of the dice that Sarah got me. I love these jellyfish guys. They're so good.
Ooh.
Yes. Okay. So that is going to be 19 points of force damage.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, sweet. What does it look like as you use magnify gravity on flames?
Yeah, I
Tell
feel
me
like
about it.
what this looks like is like looks different every time. The ground under like neath, like starting at that point that it's centered on, like turns like black as if this like, I don't know, giant pitch black shadow has been cast in this circular area. And you just kind of notice everything gets kind of like pulled down, and like so the fire and the flames and the ashes and cinders and smoke and everything just gets kind of like brought down into this circle.
Nice. Awesome. And that doesn't stay, right? So you could remove or does the gravity stay? Okay. Sweet.
Nope.
Yeah.
It lasts. Everything in that area can't really be moved, but I don't really think
move
we're going
the
to be moving
tent,
anything.
guys.
So I think it's
Don't
fine.
touch the
I think
tent.
it's fine.
Yeah. You can see the kind of pieces of, it looks like, when you like stretch something, it looks like the fire's being stretched down into the ground with this magnified gravity. Awesome. Anything else, Marigold?
Not right now. I am kind of debating if I need to do any, use any sorcery points, but I'm gonna wait to see how bad things get.
Yeah, fair. All right, Teddy, you're up. Xanthi on deck.
Okay. I think having been clobbered and smacked around by this fire elemental, I am not a big fan of that. And so I imagine that it's like kind of swinging wildly, and he takes the first one and then is able to kind of duck under the second one. He's gonna run down here a little bit, and he is going to cast a spell he has never cast before. He is going to sweep his quarterstaff kind of to the side and bring it under in this big swooping motion, and the flow of air as he whips it around is just tenfold, and just kind of this whoosh as he casts gust of wind. It says a line of strong wind 60 feet long and 10 feet wide blasts you in a direction you choose. Each creature that starts its turn in the line must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed 15 feet away from you in a direction following the line. You don't take any damage, Hayes, but it does say that it disperses gas or vapor. It extinguishes candles, torches, and similar unprotected flames in the area. It causes protected flames, such as those of lanterns, to dance wildly, and has a 50% chance to extinguish them. So the goal is extinguish my buddy Hayes, blow the fire away from the medicine cabinet, because if I start my line here, I can hit that too with my 60 feet. And I don't know if it's coming from me, if that will also put me out as well, but it would make me really happy if it did.
It will, I will say it will not put you out but I will let it put Hayes out.
Okay, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. And it doesn't do anything to the fire elemental. Well, I have to do a strength save, right?
Yeah, strength.
But it doesn't.
Do I
it
also
doesn't
need
put
to do a
out the
strength
fire elemental.
You will if you start your turn there, and I'm sorry,
Okay.
but I'm if I can blow,
No, it's fine.
chill you out.
That's a 15 even on the die.
That succeeds against the thing, so it's still there,
He's
but that's
menacing
okay.
again. You see the flame whipping. It was like getting pulled down by gravity. Now wind is whipping against it. It is mad. You all have succeeded in pissing it off.
Yay.
Congrats.
And just for
The Hayes, you are no longer
reference, anything in this line, if it's trying to move towards me, it's difficult terrain. It takes twice as much movement speed to move closer to Teddy in this moment. That's his action. As his bonus action, I'll cast Shillelagh on my quarterstaff, I suppose.
All right.
And I don't want to risk it getting mad at me. So I'm going to stay where I am and hope that I don't die.
Great.
When it punches me next time.
So yeah, Teddy, you take 1 point of fire damage. You are
Yay!
burning. Congratulations.
Ooh,
And
ag.
with with that, Xanthi,
Fire
you
damage.
are up.
Okay, so I am. That is a bonus action. No. I just realized a flaw in my plan.
Hate
You
when that
only have
happens.
one bonus action. That's the flaw. Can I? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, okay. Okay. Sure. You know what? Yeah, we'll 5,
Oh no.
10, 15, 20. I'm hoping I can 25. Yeah, I'll stop right there. I am going to reach out and tap Teddy's shoulder and cast Cure Wounds.
Nice.
So that is 1d8 plus 4 healing.
Thank you,
Yay!
Xanthi.
Okay. 4 plus 8 for 12 points of healing. And then I'm going to, I can move with my bonus action 10, 15, only 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
So
You're getting it closer.
it can only go there. And then I used, 25 feet? So I will... How far is its reach?
You're not sure. You
Okay,
know it can hit you if you're within 5. You haven't seen if it can hit you within 10. You do know that you will take, like, the heat coming off of it will hurt you within 10 feet. You have seen that.
I will just shuffle back.
Mhm.
Just a little bit. Just right here. Right between these.
Yeah.
Probably burning
between the
tents.
burning tents. Yeah. Great.
It's fine.
I forgot to do Mawa's kind of knife that she threw. So let me roll for that really quick. Yeah, that's going to hit. We'll do a nice little d4. Wow, okay. She's burning. It's 1. Sneak attack. Alright, that's 6 points of damage after being halved. Not great, but it's a dagger being thrown. And it's doing something. Yeah, with that is now the fire elemental's turn. It is going to move to just get everyone. Yes, Teddy.
Get spored. Will you make me a Constitution saving throw, please? I forgot to do it last time.
Yes.
Actually, I don't think I want to do that. I want to save my reaction in case I need to. No, I'm doing it. I'm sporing.
All
Constitution
right.
save, please.
That's going to be a fail.
Yay! Take a 4
Of. Is it
necrotic damage.
cool?
4 necrotic damage.
Yeah. You see the little spores attempt to eat fire. Good for them, I guess. Good for the spores.
Doesn't it do a strength save because of gust of wind?
It does also need to do a strength save since it started its turn in my blast radius of air.
Okay, that is going to be 13.
That doesn't succeed, so it gets pushed back 15 feet from me.
Woo.
Sorry, Hayes.
All right.
No, it's fine.
So it gets pushed back 15, but can it not move closer?
It can move closer, it just takes double movement to do it. So each foot, it specifies each foot you move is actually 2 feet. Or
Okay.
like, it takes 2 feet of movement per 1 foot.
I
And
think
its
that's 15.
movement is halved right now.
Okay. Is it still
Let's go.
halved?
Yeah, this is its next. It doesn't end till the end of its next turn, and this is its next turn.
Okay. Didn't know how long it lasted. Okay, so its movement is halved, which means it has 25 feet of movement. Halved again gives it 15 or 10.
25 halved would be 10 because
10.
you round down.
So
In
5, 10. It's coming back.
Okay.
It's back where
Well-
it started. Loved that for everyone involved.
Hey, at
but
least
it does.
I'm pushing him around.
Yeah, it does.
Do I get an opportunity attack on him?
No, not for.
Okay.
Since it wasn't
was,
voluntary
yeah.
movement.
Cool.
It does leave Xanthi out of its area of effect.
Ow.
But with that, it's
Don't
going to
get
make
faked.
an attack at Teddy. I feel like it doesn't like that you're winding it. It's going to do both its attacks at you.
Okay.
Put me in, coach.
First one's a 15.
Avenge me. Yeah, that'll hit.
And the next one's higher.
Yeah, okay.
So that is...
I can take it.
Yeah, that is... Let's not do just average, now that it might matter. Maybe we should have done average. We should have done average. The first hit was 13 points of fire damage. The second hit was 14 points of fire damage.
Oh, that's exactly 1 over his thing, so Teddy goes down.
No, Teddy.
Sorry, gang.
Teddy, you are still burning, correct?
Yep.
Okay. That is the end of the fire elemental's turn, which means, Teddy, you take 5 points of fire damage. That's an automatic fail. It is just one fail because it is not like a melee attack. It's just you're on fire while you're already down. And Hayes, you are up.
Yep.
Then we're back at the top of the round. You see Teddy go up in a column of flames as this fire elemental lays into him. And the column of, or the gust of wind, I do believe, has probably stopped.
Ugh, probably. Alright. If I have 10, get with my buddy and give him 5 points of my hands.
Yeah. You were able to heal him up.
Yeah, you get 5 hands, friend. That's my action. I don't think I have much in the sense of bonus actions. What does this do? 60 feet.
Sorry, Hayes, I also forgot you were within 10 feet.
Oh, you're right.
You also take 5 points of fire damage. You are back to burning.
Okay.
As you are lit on fire again. Xanthi,
21
you see this
minus 5.
all unfolding in front of you, as the two of them are quite rapidly clothes singed, not looking good.
Go back to that. Bonus. I only have 1 more spell slot left. Yeah, I don't think I can do much. I'm gonna stay here, I guess. There's not much I can do.
All right, yeah, stay in there.
Staying here.
Teddy's not making death saves, and
It's back up, right? I gave
Does
him.
falling on the ground unconscious count as stop, drop, and roll? I'm just kidding.
Give me a luck check. Above 10, you were put out between falling on the ground and being hit with healing hands.
I got a 5, so it doesn't
No,
count.
it was not enough. It's the ground is smoldering underneath you.
But
yeah.
not in the fun way.
No, not in the sexy hot way. Just the lame hot way.
Just in the regular hot way.
Yeah. Cool. Top of the round. With that blast of air from Teddy, Marigold, you look and see that the chest is probably safe for a round or two. before flames start to creep back, if you need to maneuver somewhere else.
Okay, I don't think I want to get close to that. So, sorry, my computer is being a little weird right now. I'm like panicking so much. I think I'm just gonna start with, 'cause I don't really, God, I don't have a lot of like good options. I'll just do magnify gravity again. This time just as a first level spell.
Yeah.
So I need another Constitution saving throw.
14 again.
All right, yeah. So I'll just do 2d8 this time. Speed is halved. That is 11 points of damage. Force damage.
Yep.
How does it look right now?
It was like bloodied, dwindling, the equivalent of bloodied. Its glow is it's kind of moving closer in. Yeah, it's at least half health.
Okay, I'm a little worried about my friends right now. I'm gonna quicken spell, and I'm just gonna do a cantrip to get some extra damage on it.
Yeah.
And I'll do a sorceress burst.
Nice.
So that's an attack roll from me.
Go for it.
Okay, that is gonna be a 21 to hit.
Yep.
Okay. For I'll do 5 points of psychic damage to it.
All right. Nice. Yeah, you make this fire elemental think about water. It's very damaging to its psyche.
Yeah, I do.
I
do. Think
you're like,
cold
look
hot.
at me. Look at this water genasi. Yeah. All right. Great. Marigold, anything else for you?
I think I feel good standing right here for now. Yeah. So that's it.
All right. At the top of the round, Mawa is going to reach over and use her action to put Teddy out. Teddy, you are no longer burning. As you see, like, her singed hands, she's just like patting your clothes to put you out. Probably taking some of that burning herself. That is going to be her action. You see, Isolde has kind of taken off to find Chrysaris or give help to one of the other squads. You're so kind of closed into these burning tents, the smoke, everything, that other than the, like, what you can hear of the kind of shouts and cries of pain of combat going on, you don't know whether people out there are having a better time than you or a worse one. So with that, Teddy, you are not making death saves. You are just prone, no longer burning. You got 5 hit points. Things are looking up. I really think for
things
you, Teddy.
Things are great. I think he's going to stay prone for a second.
Sure.
Hayes has like a shield thing, right? Like a reaction shield
within 5
thing?
feet, yeah.
Okay, great. In that case, Teddy's gonna move here, and then out of melee range. Well, I guess he'll stand up here. It doesn't make sense. 5, 10, this 15, this 25. Oh gosh, all my movements. And then he'll move here out of range, which may invoke an opportunity attack.
It will evoke an opportunity attack unless someone has something to stop it. Hayes?
That's it will impose disadvantage, but
Disadvantage.
it'll.
All right. Teddy, you know if this hits you, you're down.
I know. I have shield. So.
Okay, and it's even at disadvantage. It's a 16.
Oh god.
Yeah, I'll use my shield. I'm
Cool.
not going down twice in one combat. That's so cringe fail.
Yeah, that's not cool. In front of Mawa, she just burnt her hands to
I
get you back
know.
up.
I
You can't do
know.
that.
I can't do that to her.
No,
I think that like visually, it's very similar to the last time Teddy went down in a combat and got beaten up by an elemental thing during a planar merge. Just kind of like sad cat crawling away. This kind of like gut instinct of like throwing up shield right before this huge like flaming fist, kind of approaches. And I think that he kind of like looks to Hayes like very breathless and just kind of says, "Thank you," coughing and like it's all. As his action, he is going to up his symbiotic entity. So he is going to gain 12 temporary HP. No. 16 temporary HP.
Nice.
Hooray. And he is going to, if he can land a hit, then he will, like, in a future turn, deal more damage, presumably. He went 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I think he's going to move one more this way if he can to get out. Well, I guess he'll have to move here to get out of the range of the, like, fire burst. Sorry, Hayes. I can't do this. That's his action was doing that. His bonus action, it feels so bad to be burning through all my spells because I don't know if we're going to get a real good long rest.
I will let you know while you are on the road, you cannot get a long rest.
Yeah.
Because it
So
does not
I'm going to hold off on any real heals for myself for now. Just my healing hands. And I will just bank on not catching on fire again. I hope.
Great.
Dear God.
That's a
okay,
good,
fast.
good
My
bank.
done is over.
Great. Cool. Xanthi, you're up. As you see a smoldering Teddy, and not in the good way, kind of stumble into the tent, trip a little bit over the burning tent as he's next to you.
Okay. You did healing hands on yourself? How much HP did you get?
He has 16 temp HP
Oh, sorry,
now
I didn't do healing hands. I did, sorry. I did the spores thing, so I have temp healing. So he still only has 5 hit points, but he's got a buffer of 16, which is pretty substantial. So hopefully he'll be fine for the next little bit if you need to use your turn to do other things, like exploding this thing with your brain.
I am going to start by moving my spiritual weapon with my bonus action.
Cool.
And having it go ahead and attack.
Go for it.
Come on. I don't know if that's gonna hit. Oh, no, it should. It's a 16 because of my plus, it's a plus 6 to my spell attack. Okay.
Yep, 16 hits.
So, D8. 6 plus 4. For 10 total points of force damage.
Sorry, fuck off. Sorry, 10 points of force damage?
Yes.
Nice, yeah. See that Isolde's like, sorry, I didn't get that. Your goddess is like, sorry, what was that? You needed me for something? Was it a channel divinity? I didn't get that.
Yeah, would have been nice.
Yeah.
Would have been nice.
No, you were able to do your full amount of damage with your spiritual weapon, the swirling orb of sparkliness.
Then, Haze doesn't look great, so I am. How many spell slots do I have? I don't get them back. Yeah. Yeah. We'll give you some healing because you're right up there.
Thanks,
So
buddy.
I'll scooch up and another little light tap on the back of your shoulder and little glimmer of sparkly magic, and you get how much healing? Cure wounds? Just
If you stay within 5 feet and he comes down to attack, I can make it a disadvantage.
Yeah, but if you're within 10, you take burning damage.
Right! Yikes!
Yeah.
You get 8 points of healing.
Thanks. I'm about to literally burn it.
Quite literally. All right.
Yeah.
Xanthi, anything else?
No, I just scoot on back again.
Yeah. All right. With that, do I still have disadvantage on movement? Tate.
Yep, because I cast the spell again, your speed is halved still.
Cool.
Did you say disadvantage on movement?
Yes. My movement
Sorry,
is
it took a second to-
disadvantaged.
That's funny.
It is halved, one might say.
Hilarious.
I mean, it is more like disadvantage on movement, trying to move through, a heavier area of gravity. You see this column of flames in a humanoid figure move 5, 10, which that's 20. It can still has 50 feet of movement. It's plenty. And it's going to make one attack at Haze and one at... its intelligence isn't great. One at Xanthi. So first one at Haze, that's going to be a miss. Second one at Xanthi, that's going to be a hit. That is going to be a 24. So Xanthi, you take, let's make sure we're 5. 9 points of fire damage. You are considered burning. And with that, the round ends. Haze, you take 5 points of damage. You are considered burning if you aren't already. Teddy, you take 5 points of damage. You are considered burning if you are not already. As this kind of fire kind of pulses out, and just the very edges of it catch you all. And with that, we're at Haze before top of the round.
Okay. I'm gonna come down here and... Oh, wait, how much do I take at the top of my turn?
It's at the end of your turn.
The end of my turn. Awesome, incredible, love that. Yeah, bonus action Shield of Faith myself, so there's like an opalescent, like shimmering field surrounds myself as my eyes kind of like have that same opalescent like glow. And I'm gonna hit him. I know it's gonna happen, I'm gonna hit him.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
It's another nat 20! Let's
Whoa.
go! Let's
go!
From the same die that gave me a nat
Look at
20
that.
earlier.
Oh my gosh, give it a little kiss.
Yeah.
Already on it. Oh, no, that's my jail. I'll crown it in a second. So that's 2d8. Whoa, you fell out of the box, but you were... Okay, so 2 5s plus 2. So 12 halved to 6 bludgeoning.
You didn't double the damage when you crit before, did you?
I did.
Oh, you did.
Oh, wait. Yeah, I did it separately. Yeah, I doubled the damage.
You sure? Because it's anything you roll. It's any dice you roll for critting. So did you double the smite? That's why paladins crit on smites. So I think you probably didn't add like 20 points worth.
No, so that should be 3 extra and 10 extra.
Yeah. Plus, what did you just do?
12. Half to 6.
But
Did you double the
unhalved.
damage on that one?
Yeah, because you just crit.
Yeah.
Well, so
Wait.
it's back to 12.
Oh my god, wait, yeah, 20, 22 down to 11.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Now we're cooking.
Well.
Well, oh, sorry.
Some more than
Another
others.
time. Someone's cooking.
Yeah, so, Hayes, how do you want to do this?
Yeah!
That makes a huge difference, an extra 20 plus points of this fight.
Thank you. I thought it was just from my hammer.
No, it's anything you roll when you crit. Any dice
let's
you
go.
roll.
Let's go. Yeah, I don't know how to flavor this. I hit it and it dissolves. Like the light from the fire meets like the light from my like shield of faith extending into my hammer, and then it kind of just like becomes that shimmering and like fades away.
Yeah, you burn away. You fought fire, with righteous, holy fire. Amazing. Yeah, you managed to smite this elemental, and with that, combat is over. All right, as the combat comes to an end, you all are covered in soot and smoke, sweating profusely. I need everyone to make me a Constitution saving throw, as you just did combat during the Plane of Fire merge. I am changing the rules due to the new exhaustion rules. Is now not an automatic level of exhaustion you can save against. It is a DC 15.
I thought that was for the 9 healths.
Both.
Oh!
You did not know what the Plane of Fire did. You've learned now 2 of the negatives of it. No positive, but you could probably infer.
15.
You're saved.
Yay.
22.
Safe.
19.
Safe.
I rolled really poorly on my dice, so I only got a 9.
A 9. You take 1 level of exhaustion.
Cool.
With the new rules, it's a -2 to any roll you make, and you have -5 feet of movement.
Can I put myself up from being on fire real quick?
Yeah.
before I take
Anyone?
any more damage?
So,
Okay.
Teddy, Xanthi, and Hayes, you are all on fire currently. It might be a really good time to stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah.
Onto the fire ground?
Yes.
Please.
Make onto the dirt. But yeah, you all kind of stop, drop, and roll. Pat yourself to put the flames out. Go ahead and make me a perception check. Anyone who's trying to like survey the field and see what's going on.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Can I specifically kind of like search tents and see if there's anyone that is still stuck or anything like that as well?
Yeah, we can add that. You could make a investigation roll if you're doing more like local as opposed to distance.
Cool. Then my perception is 18.
Investigation is for...
Oh, I thought you said that it was going to be a different thing. Okay, then investigation is a 17.
17, okay.
Marigold got, I think a 21
Oh, nice.
on perception. Yeah, she got a 21.
With your minus...
Oh my god, not with my minus. It's -2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, 19.
19, yeah.
I only got a 13.
13.
7.
Teddy, you're really focusing on, putting the fire out for you don't even know how many times at this point that you've gotten on fire and put the fire out. You're like, oh, my nice shirt. My good shirt. My sleeping shirt. This is the second time your sleeping shirt has nearly been ruined by a nighttime attack.
And not the first time he's been on fire.
Unappreciative of that fact.
Mm-hmm. But everyone else, you are able to look and see. You see senior volunteer Honor kind of fighting the one to the south. You're not really sure. There's a couple of other volunteers with her there. It looks to be like you watch for about 6 or 7 seconds, and it seems that one is also snuffed out. And you look to the north and see that one just like a column of fire retreating into the night as it burns a pathway away from the camp, kind of being chased out by the rest of the volunteers. You see a lot of the volunteers are now starting to try to put out the fires of the tents and tend to the other people that are wounded. Hayes, you go around looking at like the couple tents in this area nearby, checking and making sure that no one's in there. And you find that it looks like everyone has cleared out, either fighting or just not being in the tent. So that is all good there.
Yay.
Okay.
I'm gonna regroup with my squad and see if they're all okay and see if anyone needs more heals.
I would like to just move the medicine cabinet thing just away from any of the like tents, you know. To me that's very important to have very safe.
Yeah. I'll help them out.
I think Teddy might refuse any heals despite looking bad.
Teddy!
Just because I'm not playing the martyr here, just because we have how many more days of travel ahead of us and not
At
like
least 4.
you know, maybe
Yeah,
a little
4 days.
metagamey to be like, oh, we're not going to be able to long rest, but like rationally, like he's thinking if this is how night 1 is going to go, I'm prepared for equal if not worse, and like that resource saving kind of like the angst, I guess. Yeah. I can help out if we are able to short rest with my medicine checks. I can hopefully max out some healing on that regard. And that's not a resource that's limited. So
Yeah, Teddy
we can hold off.
and Hayes, as you two are kind of moving the medicine cabinet, you see in the kind of light that's still flickering from the fires that are slowly being put out, a massive shadow as you see Bragic kind of approach you all, seeing that you are taking care of the medicine kind of chest. He just gives a look and the barest nod before heading. You see someone call for him. They're going to go hunt down the other elemental. And you see he takes off, and you can feel like the strides as he hits the ground. It's like shaking the ground as he runs off.
Does he know that a newbie killed one?
Maybe you'll have to see if someone will sing your tales at the next campfire, so to speak.
You gotta befriend a bard, guys.
But yeah, you're able to move that that chest away. Teddy, do you look inside or do you just move it?
I mean, I'll take a peek. Might as well, just to make sure. I think he
Nothing's
would check
broken.
to make sure that, and yeah, nothing is broken. Nothing has like, if it got like close to fire, like and boiled and like has ruined the consistency of anything he might recognize. Like, just kind of take stock of what is there, I suppose.
Dr. Teddy is taking inventory.
Yeah, Dr.
Whoa.
Teddy. There we go.
It's like whenever you get eggs at the store. You have to
you
check.
gotta check
Yeah,
those.
it's exactly like
Yeah.
that. Like, are all my flasks and files in order?
Yeah, you kind of flip the latch and see sitting in here, because you all kept it from being burned and reacted within 1 round, everything is still safe in here. There are 9 potions of greater healing, 12 common healing potions, 6 diamonds, and of the amount that you're like, oh, that's a pretty substantial diamond, that could be worth 300 gold. And various other like bandages and medical supplies that are, mundane.
Mm-hmm.
All looks to be a little warm, a little toasty, but otherwise fine.
Mm-hmm. I think after seeing that that's in order, he's gonna look toward Mawa and Isolde. Is it Isolde? How do you
Isolde,
spell that?
Isolde.
Dang, I've been spelling with a Y.
Olde. Okay, perfect. And he's gonna kind of pull himself to his feet with his quarterstaff. Let's find Chrysaris.
Yeah, you see they both nod and kind of start to scan the battleground, kind of calling out for her, or at least Isolde does, as you see Mawa, who you imagine is probably a rogue. You can see from the a bit more stealthy nature, the quiet steps all around, is looking, and you manage to with all of them, all three of you looking, find Chrysaris. She is kind of nursing a pretty charred arm from her fight, but otherwise kind of sees you, Teddy, is like, hey, well, you're looking just about as good as me. I guess this is a success all around. Doesn't look like anyone got too terribly injured, as the both of you are very, very scorched.
Mm-hmm. I think he'll call over to Mawa and Isolde if they haven't found her yet, and just kind of say, we were able to get each other out of our tents and everything, and we were just worried when you weren't there. Is everything okay?
Oh, well, it's been a little better, but I don't know. I had like a vision of, it was like Tamag, and she was, I don't know. It sounds crazy. So I wanted to get up and have a moment to pray and think on it, and then everything kind of, well, erupted in flames. So I guess I don't know how much that helped, really.
I think you and Xanthi could have some nice conversations.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's a lot more of the road to go, huh? So.
I think that despite not really having any kind of sort of authority to do so, Teddy's gonna from his own supply of what he has with him, start kind of dressing wounds. If there are any other volunteers that he notices, he will offer to short rest, do his medic feat thing.
Yeah.
And I can, do whatever you need to have that happen.
Yeah. So I think we'll kind of just run over the next few hours or so as the camp is getting itself back together. If anyone has anything they want to do, I'd say there's no need for any actual medicine spells or healing spells. There's enough people to go around. There's enough kind of bandages, just the help action, helping each other out. But any cantrips that want to be cast to provide any help to get the situation back together, can only be a positive.
I mean, if they're...
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna just say, if there is water that we've packed that people are using to put out the flames, Marigold will help you shape water because it's safer to just not get close to the flames, and so she'll help by using that to put out any flames on the camp.
I was gonna say that I I don't know if all the flames are small enough, but apparently prestidigitation, hardest working cantrip out there, can instantaneously snuff out a torch or small campfire. So if there's any flames that are small campfire sized, I can snuff them out with a wave of my hand. And I can also use it to help clean the soot off of these poor folks. And yeah, that's how I'll help.
I'll also say you kind of help with this prestidigitation, clearing soot away, trying to just fix whatever's going on. And I believe you have mending as well, do you not?
I do. I have
So
mending,
you
so
see that there's some of the other people that have mending as well are starting to kind of put tents back together, help people put clothes. You can't really mend armor so much, but you can definitely help fix a lot of the things that just help people feel a little better. So noted on that effort. Yeah, I think everyone has contributed, which I will now let you know there is a reputation factor that will be in play this this time.
Are we gonna be tryhards in this group too?
You literally are the only first years. You started as tryhards in
We
this group.
have to,
You have to.
man. We
You
gotta
have
pull
to-
our weight.
You gotta prove yourself. And so far there have been noted. But yeah, I'd say like an hour or so goes by, and pretty quickly the rest of the fires are kind of able to be put out. You see after a bit the hunting party returns, headed by Bragic, and the camp slowly begins to dim, both in activity and light, as all these fires are put out. And you know that there's probably only 3 to 4 hours until dawn, which means you will be able to get a short rest before the day starts anew, which is about as great as you can expect on the road, as no long rests can be had while traveling.
Okay, who wants me to perform medicine on them for your short rest?
Let me
What does that
see.
do?
So I can make, if I roll well enough, I can make a medicine check for up to 6 willing beasts and humanoids. On a success, if you spend a hit die during the rest, you forego the roll. You just take maximum that you could roll. And it only works on 1 hit die, but you can roll more hit die if you want to. I'm not the boss of you, but
Yes, please.
Yes, please. I would love that.
like I'm covering all my buds first. We gotta
Yeah,
look
for
out
sure.
for each other here.
Absolutely.
Before I extend the offer to anyone else. So
Yes.
I'll go Xanthi, Hayes. Marigold, you didn't lose any HP, did you?
No, so I'm not gonna take any medicine.
But you're exhausted from that fight.
You're so tired. I'm sorry. I
So
don't have
much-
anything to help with that.
So much spell
I'm very
casting.
dehydrated.
Yeah, exactly.
How's Lotus doing?
Boiling.
Lotus is doing okay. Like, I mean, Marigold has him in a little like bag of water. So, in her bag. So he's there's water still there. Not great though.
Xanthi, I succeeded on your medicine check.
Nice.
Hayes, I super succeeded on your medicine check.
Yay.
Can I do it on
shocking revelation.
myself? It doesn't say whether or not I can,
What,
but I would
does it say?
assume that I can.
Does it say like other than you, or does it say
It just
creature?
says you can clean and bind the wounds of up to 6 willing beasts and humanoids.
Yeah.
So I would assume I can do
Are you
myself.
willing to heal, Teddy? Or are you
I'm
being a
willing
martyr?
to perform medicine. Of course. Look. At the end of the day, I'm still just a 22-year-old kid who's been away from home for 3 months.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just a boy.
Ironically, he rolls a natural 1 on himself, so he
Yeah.
does not reap
By
the benefits.
by the time you're like ready to take care of yourself, you really didn't put your oxygen mask on first, and
No.
you're spent. But you
Yeah.
can roll the regular.
Yeah.
All right.
Jeez.
Well, as the camp kind of settles down, and people try to rest as best they can, we'll take another quick break and then jump into day 2. Congrats on surviving day 1!
Yay!
It can't get harder from here.
No.
Famous
I'm
last
worried
words.
About using all my hit dice.
Yeah,
But then I'm also worried about not being at full health.
I know. I
It's the
took
struggle.
1 point of lay on hands for myself to bump myself from a 29 to an even 30 out of 40. I'm like,
Nice.
it's 1, but like...
I just rolled so bad on my
Yeah.
hit die.
Can I ask, are we just eating like the sad rations the entire way, or is there like any like, are we foraging? Are we hunting and gathering?
We could on breaks.
We will,
maybe.
yeah. So we'll jump back in, and I'll answer that. So for the most part, if you were going to like forage or hunt, it would require you to go kind of off the path and take time away from moving. Also, there isn't a lot around here. It's very like plains, hills. You see the occasional small creature, but it would. It's just not efficient to try to go get a meal. And then it didn't help that also like if you caught something yesterday, like you weren't really gonna be able to cook it because you weren't supposed to use any fire.
Yeah, now.
Maybe. Is the plane of fire done? Just toss it in
Do
your
we find
tent.
any rotisserie chickens?
Yeah,
the
yeah.
residual
Tomorrow.
fires.
Day 2.
We
Yeah.
use the embers. We do all that.
Yeah.
They're ready to eat.
Perfect for
Burning,
s'mores.
put a marshmallow on a stick.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, as you all kind of wake the next morning, after your short rest of three-ish hours, you can sense that the mood is, while it wasn't like jovial by any means yesterday, everyone is kind of extra grim and tired this morning, as you kind of pack up the tents and get everything in order that you need. It is hot, and worse, it is humid. The kind of dry heat that had been with the plane of fire merge has kind of broken, as with a little bit of observation, you're kind of able to tell based on the cloud cover, the way the sun is kind of peeking through the clouds. It is no longer a plane of fire merge, which is nice, and you are hoping that means the temperature will begin to fall a bit as the day continues on, which is not usually how that goes, but when it's over 100 degrees at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., you're really hoping the only way to go is down from there. But yeah, as you're walking, you see that, or kind of the Siren Sisters come up alongside you all for a little bit of the morning walk. You see that Isolde and Chrysaris and Mawa all thank you for the help you gave rescuing them from their tent last night. And kind of you see that Chrysaris turns to Xanthi. It's like, oh, Teddy mentioned that we could have a good conversation. I don't he didn't say much more, but we got a long road, so if you're wanting to talk, I'm also ready to talk.
Okay. Well, do you like to read?
I mean, I prefer kind of the more like fantasy novels, you know, like about dragons and knights and everything.
What about? And she literally will try to tempt her into a conversation about the mageocracy of Aeneas.
Yeah, you start this conversation and you see Chrysaris's eyes kind of like glaze over a little bit.
Familiar
Yeah,
with that expression. So she, once she sees that the classic eyes glaze,
Yeah.
she'll change tack, and she'll be like, "Well, you know, my friend Marigold had me read this book. It's about," and she'll start talking about the book, the romance novel that Marigold made her read.
Yeah.
Oh, if they're talking about the romance novel, then Marigold will join.
Yeah. Marigold, you see Xanthi kind of be like, Marigold's the romance novel, looking back that way, as you hear your name.
Oh, it's just such a wonderful story. It's one of my favorites.
I had never read a fiction book before.
Well, this one is based on a true story.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
They say the best ones always are.
So what if you're a cleric? What is your group? Like what does everyone do?
Oh, so yeah, I'm a cleric. Mawa, she's a rogue. Really good at sneaking around. You never hear her coming. And then yeah, Isolde. Well, Isolde just likes to kill things. And you look back and like Isolde and Mawa, who had been kind of like signing to each other. You see Isolde kind of looks and does like, but like jokingly at you as you look back towards them before going back to the conversation. Yeah, like knives, swords, bows, doesn't matter. She's really good at all of them. Just her fists. It's actually really terrifying, but glad she's on our side. So.
She'll try and like engage the others in conversation too. Like
Yeah.
she'll look back to Mawa and be like, "Oh, that's cool. I know how to. I'm not a rogue, but I learned how to pick locks a few weeks ago."
Yeah. You see that she is signing, and for a bit you're kind of like, I can get the little bit from body language, and then when she does lock picking, you're like, why do I know that? And you realize it is sign language mixed with thieves' cant, and Yenros was doing a little bit of thieves' cant, kind of absent-mindedly when he was teaching you how to lock pick. So you know, like probably a couple curse words and lock picking, and that's the extent. And you're like, yes, okay. And thank you. Thank you's an easy one to get. Yeah. As Mawa seems to use it a lot.
Very cool.
Well, yeah, so cleric. I know. I think Teddy was also able to heal a bit. Teddy, are you also like a paladin cleric? I know Hayes. You seem like a paladin. I know, fellow paladins when I see one.
I study druidcraft.
Oh, okay. Like nature. Well, it's Tamag's not like Tamag's kind of nature. But she's more like just living life to the fullest. So, you know?
Hmm. My parents are sort of followers of Tamog, more recent, but
Oh,
I'm somewhat familiar.
nice. I mean, well, you really can't be more than a 40-year-old follower of Tamok because, you know, she's only been around for so long. So, there's that. But no, that's awesome. Well, Marigold, you like to read, and I don't know, spells seems just kind of looks for a weapon and is like spells because you have like a dagger maybe on you. I don't know where that dagger is. Is it in your bag?
It's under my skirts.
Okay, yeah.
Marigold says, "Oh yes, I do magic, but it has nothing to do with books."
Oh well, I mean that makes sense. Yeah, you're not with the society, so
Wonder what romance magic would be like. I wish I could do that.
you see, she kind of like thinks is like romance magic.
I don't know, it just sounds nice. In my brain, I'm thinking of like in Demon Slayer, what Mitsuri's like love breathing. That's what Marigold wants to do.
Gentle sigh, breathing. Yeah.
And she's like, oh yeah, okay, interesting. Yeah.
I mean, I guess you can charm people with magic. It's not love, but you know, it's like. So it's kind of close.
I don't think that's in the right way. Plus, yeah.
So you guys are second years?
Oh, yeah. How did you know? I didn't really.
Because of
Yeah. Yeah. I guess we're the only second years on here, and you're the only first years. So I guess we kind of gotta stick together, us young kids, as they say. So.
well,
If I may ask, why did you and your squad decide to come on the task force?
Oh. Well. Isolde and Mawa are both from Lumen, so you know, gotta stick together. Yeah. What about you all?
well,
Hayes and Marigold as well.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm from Lumen, but I did live there, and my dad is there right now. But he's okay.
Oh, yeah. No, it's kind of a real unknown thing, but well, hopefully we'll figure it out and take on whatever it is, and you know, be back before we know it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta stay positive.
That's yeah. Couldn't say it better myself. You know.
I think, like, if there's a lull, like a little awkward pause after that, Xanthi, to fill the silence, will start monologuing about, did you know? And start monologuing about the cleric who actually revived or reclaimed Tamog, and like that whole story and everything she read about that, since it's of personal relevance.
Yeah, you kind of start you see like Chrysaris is very interested in the conversation, has heard the story, actually peppers in like some other details about the anecdote as you're telling it. It appears she has studied it quite, I was going to say religiously, and I was like, yeah, actually, quite literally religiously.
It's almost like it's a religion.
Almost crazy. And then
dig around in her pocket and pull out the little coin that her friend Risa gave her, and the little oxidized copper coin, just to like show her, like, oh, like, see, yes, you know, I carry this with me for good luck.
Oh yeah, no, that's awesome. I had the craziest, like, I don't know if I call it vision or dream last night, but I saw Tamag, and she was like walking through fire, and it reminded me of the story of how, she was reclaimed, and I figured it had to mean something, so I kind of got up to go take a walk and just think on it a bit, and then everything went crazy, and I was trying to get back to Isolde and Mawa, but there was the kind of other fire elemental, and you see she kind of gestures at her hand, which at this point has been wrapped and kind of healed, is no longer a singed mess. But she's like, yeah, I don't know how that... Honestly, it didn't feel very helpful to be away from my squad, but...
She was looking out for you, clearly.
Yeah, but I don't want her to just look out for me. I want her to look out for, the people I care about.
Well, you should just ask her then.
What?
Yeah, just, like, tell her that. I talk to my goddess all the time.
You see, there's a slight, like, yeah, that makes sense. You probably do. and Chrysaris' like look before she like half catches herself is like, oh well, I mean, I guess it couldn't hurt. I always thought it was kind of like a wasting her time to just ask for the little stuff, but.
Oh, I don't think so. I think they're actually, in my experience, I feel like they're very open to communication. I mean, there's another cleric that I know whose god talks death, talks to him in dreams all the time, and then my goddess talked to me in a dream. Ione talked to me once through a statue. So I think it seems like, I don't know, they're more accessible than you think.
I mean, maybe it's just because you're easy to talk to.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Yeah. Well, no. This is. You give me something to think about. Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And you see that I can't look at you all. The two of you are right here.
Is she gonna give TED Talks?
Meg, where's the post-it note?
I can't find it. I don't have it. I was looking for like a scrap of paper near me, and all I have is my stupid empty funded container. Wait.
Oh my god!
Valentine, there it is.
I jest.
I don't.
Yeah, you see that the squad kind of eventually drifts kind of back as they are talking to each other and hanging out as, the walk continues along.
While they were chatting, does Hayes, like, I know that Hayes didn't have, like, a social life in Lumen, but would they, like, have recognized Mama or Isolde at all? Like, how old are they?
You can't really tell. I mean, they're obviously, like, young adults, but you don't know if they're closer to your age, older, because, you could join at 18, you could join at 30 something.
Mm-hmm.
It is really hard to tell. You feel like you may have seen Isolde, like somewhere. You're like maybe we cross paths, but then also maybe not. Like there's still thousands of people in Lumen, and for someone who like didn't necessarily go out and about a lot. As far as Mawa, you're like, I've never seen Mawa in my life, but also that might just be she was stealthy before she was even a rogue, as a little halfling.
I mean, my siblings probably definitely had friend groups as well. They had social lives.
Yeah.
But yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, as kind of the day continues on, is there anything within the group you all would bring up as kind of, the squads have separated a little bit? All right. Well then, the temperature, it drops a little to a nice balmy, like high 80s. Like honestly, I'll take it. At around midday, you finally stop for another one of your small breaks. And the toll of fighting last night during the Plane of Fire merge and several hours on the road already in full gear is starting to wear on you. There are still many hours and many days ahead. You have some kind of jerky of fish or abyssal chicken. Pick your poison, and a little bit of lukewarm water from a water skin, trying to take your mind off things as you rest your aching feet. Xanthi and Teddy, you notice that Bragic, the kind of grizzled tiefling, perhaps arch nemesis number one from yesterday, and senior volunteer Honor seem to be having like a pretty animated and urgent conversation off to the side of the group as everyone's resting on the side of the road. And yeah,
I'll look over to Teddy and like look over at like you seeing this?
What's kind of the terrain like here? Because I'm wondering if we could play it off as like, oh, I'm foraging for some medicinal herbs that my druid teacher taught me about.
you'd look like a video game character that's just like picking nothing in the ground, like there is dusty grass and a dirt road and like one tree and a rock kind of a little ways off. It is unfortunately you've now realized, having come from Tratus to Old Haven, and Tratus does have a lot of like greenery, woods, even if it's just small thickets around it. A lot of places to actually forage, and this is more like what Xanthi is used to. It's just wide open plains, except there's not the high grass here that provides some extra cover. You can see very far, which can be helpful, but that also means things can see you from a long distance. And as you two kind of like gesture to each other and like finally start to notice, you are obviously not the only people who've kind of noticed this conversation. And with a quick kind of spin on her heel, you see that Honor turns and starts to walk through the task force, kind of tapping people and talking, and you hear as she gets closer, pack up. Going rogue haven't made it to the designated meeting point. Whatever's delayed them is a problem. We head out in 5. Stay on guard. You see she repeats this message kind of through to the the other groups as everyone quickly kind of puts their packs back on. You did not get a chance to have your full rest as something is delaying the squad.
Really quick for my notes. What was the group name for arch nemesis tiefling man?
They are humanless.
Whoa.
Is it like a play on humorless?
There is not a single human in that group. They also might not have a humor. No, they're
Technically, we are also humanless.
Yeah, I'm like, can we
Technically.
This is
steal
true.
their party name? And
Yeah.
they're like, you literally half of you are humans.
They're like, I'm looking around.
Okay, cool, thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, you all kind of grab your stuff and get ready to get back on the road. Anyone doing anything in preparation? Any spells, weapon changeouts, shields, whatever it is? You can see everyone's gearing up for whatever
I'll get
might
out
be
my
happening.
shield.
I'm gonna swap
Mhm.
around some spell slots and sorcery points.
Cool.
Okay, I have a question for you, Lucas. This is like an above table discussion. The symbiotic entity is something you put up as an action, and then it's up for 15 minutes, I think, or maybe it's an hour. Let me double check actually. 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Is that something that I can have like readied? So like as soon as something happens, I get fungal, or like,
Yeah,
is that something that will need to like happen in combat?
I think that's fine. You
Okay.
can say that.
Cool. Then that will be my plan.
Cool. Hayes, anything for you or Xanthi?
You said I can like switch around spells right now?
No.
Okay.
Marigold can do some moving of some sorcery stuff. It's just if you have like,
I didn't want to anyway, but
if
I'm
it's
just
like
making sure.
I'm gonna
reset.
cast mage armor on myself right now, stuff like that. Like
Yeah,
that there's something
I
happening
also-
out there.
All my spells are always known. I don't switch out spells.
Yeah.
Pat down, make sure I'm wearing my armor. Check.
Armor on. It's been on all day. It's
Bet.
sweaty.
Bomb. Yep. Get my shield ready. What is this? Oh.
Xanthi,
Shield and hammer.
anything for you?
No,
All right.
I am just keeping an eye out, just trying to stay aware.
Yeah. All right. Well, as you all kind of get back on the road, the group advances along this open stretch of road with weapons at the ready. The midday sun beats down on you with no clouds in sight, as the occasional shadow of a bird flying overhead causes some to jump in anticipation. Strung out, the group moves ahead, looking for the missing squad. After a few minutes, and a few more minutes, you realize that your vision is beginning to dim. Colors becoming muddier as the blue sky and green grass look similar in a thick haze that was too gradual to notice until now it's all around you. You swear it wasn't there before. Coughing, you struggle to breathe as suddenly your knees buckle and your head swims, your vision swaying as you have a hard time differentiating between the dry grass, the dirt road, the greenish-yellow mist that has settled low to the ground. I need everyone to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
Marigold,
Okay.
do not forget your -2.
It's fine.
Wait, that's to every single roll
Every
check
roll.
period. Okay,
I will
that's
also
good to know.
let you know it is also death saves. You have a -2. Any roll that is made.
Well, fortunately, I rolled well. So it's 22
Okay.
for my Constitution save
22.
with the minus. So.
Nice. 8.
13.
23.
Let's go.
Who is Xanthi Marigold? 13 was
Me. Hayes.
Hayes and Teddy. Oh, lads, you're really having a go
Wait,
of it.
Hayes also? I mean, Teddy also got a 13? I thought he got an 8.
No,
No, I got an 8.
But you're having a go of it, as in you did not succeed
Oh.
on the Constitution
bad.
save.
Fungal
Bad
Favor and
news.
me struggling together.
All right.
Mhm.
With that, we're going to be doing some hopping around.
Mhm.
I need Hayes and Teddy get banished.
Whoa!
I'll come see you all in a little bit. We're going initiative order
no.
of what you rolled.
Bye.
Over 20 squad.
Mm-hmm.
Good job.
Let's go.
Girl, get it done.
Yeah. All right.
There we go.
As
It's the power of friendship.
That's
as
right.
you all are kind of coughing, you see your vision kind of swaying. You cover your mouth and try not to breathe in the toxins, catching slight movement in the corner of your eye as a yellow plant with dagger-shaped leaves moves slightly, releasing spores into the air. With that spray, you shake your head and try to purge your respiratory system from whatever is attempting to creep its way into your lungs. Because we are going at initiative, that was your action. It's a kind of modified thing. You basically just have an action you can do to assist someone who is dealing with this. So this first round, you both saved yourself. I'll be going through to Hayes and Teddy, and if they are still dealing with this when I come back to you, you will know because I will return alone. Otherwise, yeah, you are coughing. You can see, like, looking out through this haze, a few other figures. You've kind of, as you were coughing and, like, stumbling, you've kind of separated a bit, and even 5 feet is enough to not really know who's around you, if it's Hayes, if it's Teddy. The two of you are close enough that you can kind of still see each other, and you can hear the, like, coughing and shouts and like murmurs of the other members of your task force. Hayes.
Yeah.
You stumble, nearly being driven to the ground by a coughing fit. Catching yourself, you turn your head to see the silhouette of a young human woman in front of you. Her back is turned, but you know who this is. Aura's brown hair falling to her shoulders as she stands in the mist. You just barely catch the blood dripping off her fingertips. You take 6 points of poison damage, and I need an intelligence saving throw from you.
Okay. That's gonna be flat. 10.
10. Her head swivels a full 180, even as the rest of her body stays still. You see the pinprick of light in her otherwise rotten eyes as Aura raises a broken and disjointed arm. You're too late, Hayes. I'm dead. Sending a blast of black and white necrotic energy rocketing towards you. You take 1 point of psychic damage. As you are lost, coughing in this mist. I will move on in the initiative to Teddy.
Do you want me to go back?
Nope. You stay and just deafen. Teddy. You're stumbling, coughing. You feel your body seize up, panic setting in as the foreign particles spread within your lungs. Struggling to breathe, you can just see through the hazy greenish mist the figure of Zalira, sitting cross-legged on the ground, her face contorted in pain as webs of red, orange, and green fungus grow out and across her body at alarming speed, consuming her flesh. You take 3 points of poison damage, and I need you to make an intelligence saving throw at disadvantage.
At disadvantage. Okay. Oh, one of those is a natural 20,
Damn.
and the other one is a 5 for a 7.
7. The furbolg struggles among the ravenous mold covering her body. Bits of skin begin to flake off. Then her ear, as mushrooms sprout from where the flesh used to be. Her mouth opens as red tendrils slowly unfurl, and you hear deep in your mind, "You should have learned more faster, child." Suddenly you feel pain in your legs as you look down and see the web of fungus has reached you, like a swarm of acid devouring your shoes, socks, and feet, inching its way up your legs. You take 2 points of psychic damage, and I will be back as we are back at the top of the order with Xanthi and Marigold. You and Hayes stay here.
Are they back?
I
Or are they still being
return alone.
Oh no!
I guess Xanthi and Marigold will turn to each other and see if, you know.
Mhm.
Marigold, like, trying not to breathe in, she, like, makes, like, some hand signs at you that you don't recognize. It's not Thieves' Cant. It's not, like, any of the sign language that Ma was doing. And then I think she pauses for a second, realizes that you can't understand what she's trying to say. Maybe we'll just make really aggressive, like, eye contact about, like, trying to find our friends.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like that, I feel like she'll be like,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, give me an perception or investigation check, both of you, as you are looking for your friends.
oh, that's solid. 17 plus 6 on perception. So
Mine is not. Oh no, this is probably not going to be good for my perception. That's 7.
7.
Oh no, I got a 23. It makes up for it. My 23 makes up for her 7, right? That's the power of friendship.
Yeah, that's the power of friendship. I would say with that, both of you looking in this time frame, you manage to find Hayes and Teddy, but you cannot help both of them with the time it took. You can only get to one of them.
It's either one of them closer.
In this arbitrary kind of situation, it is they're equally far. That is why you can only get to one of them.
Speaking of helping them, what are they doing right now?
You see that Hayes is kind of just standing there with like a shocked look on their face, almost like trying to reach out to talk to someone, whereas Teddy's legs seem to be buckling, like something is pulling him down to the ground, or his legs are giving out.
Oh.
I think the buckling legs looks worse. Yeah.
Like that seems like maybe like split second, like thinking like they look hurt. They look like something's hurting them or something like that. Like, so it seems more urgent.
And if it is something like mental, like the mental, it's having a physical impact. I don't know. I don't like the legs buckling. He could get hurt.
Yeah. All right. With that, I will bring Teddy here.
Marigold and Xanthi, I imagine, are run over to Teddy and are helping him.
Yeah. So with that, Teddy, as you're finding your spot, as you feel this pain in your legs, feel this web of fungus reach you, devouring your shoes, your socks, feet, inching your way up your legs. I need another intelligence saving throw. This time, it is not at disadvantage, as Marigold and Xanthi have run over there. How are you helping to protect Teddy from what you know is causing this?
Do we see the fungus or do we not?
No, you know what is actually causing this. You're the only ones who got
wait,
that
yeah.
top bit.
Marigold is gonna take the scarf that she has on her head and just like scrunch as much ink from her hair and like put it up against Teddy's nose.
Waterboard him?
Yeah.
No, it's the damp cloth thing.
Yeah. Teddy, with that save, what did you get?
I got that one's a natural 20 for real.
Hell yeah.
For a 22.
A 22. Teddy, you see Zalira, you see the fungus. You know this can't be real. She can't be here right now. And the fungus looks nothing like what you have seen or studied. A coughing fit overtakes your body, and as you kind of struggle to stay conscious, you see the illusion of your former mentor disappear, leaving only a deadly-looking plant in its wake. And in that moment, you feel Xanthi kind of next to you. You see Marigold, who's kind of held this cloth up to block the intrusion of spores into your lungs. And you realize that everything was an illusion caused by what you can see now is this yellow plant with dagger-shaped leaves kind of sprinkled about this hazy area. You two have succeeded. Teddy, you use your action to break free. That means one more round. Hayes has to go at it alone before you all could run over and help. Hayes.
Hi.
Hello. As you're here, just getting hit with that blast of necrotic energy, I need you to make another intelligence saving throw.
It's a nat 1.
All right. Hayes, you see Aura's other arm kind of snap and bend unnaturally as she leaps towards you, her broken fingers slashing into your flesh with glee. You see and feel her yanking your hair from its scalp as she kind of bites in and rips a chunk of flesh from your shoulder. You take 8 points of psychic damage as you fall back to the ground, screaming in pain as she is tearing into your flesh.
Not back yet? No.
As the three of you kind of look around and see that Teddy is okay, you look over and hear a shout of pain from Hayes as it looks like something tackled them and they fall back to the ground, grabbing at their shoulder and trying to get something that is obviously like on top of them, ripping into them. You all have your actions. You see Hayes. What are you doing as you see this?
Do we still see the plant? Sorry.
No, I'm sorry. You guys go for it.
Yeah, you can see that there is a plant near Hayes.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just attack the plant. My buddies can clog Hayes' nose.
Okay, yeah. You just run up and you kind of.
Well, no,
what are you doing?
With a spell.
With a spell. All right, yeah.
Why would I just run up to a plant and attack it?
I don't know. Beefing with a plant.
Anti-gardener.
No, I'm gonna cast a cantrip at it. I'm gonna cast yeah.
Which cantrip?
I know, I heard a cantrip, yeah.
Okay, I am casting Sorcerer's Burst at it, and I got a 15 to hit.
15. That hits, yeah.
Sweet. And this like shadowy, kind of smoky looking tendril just like zooms over to the plant to do 5 points of fire damage.
Awesome. Yeah.
I think that Teddy's course of action would be kind of taking Marigold's like cloth from his face and sort of doing the same to Hayes. That seemed to be effective. And I think he's also going to cast light on it just to serve as a kind of beacon. I don't know if Teddy knows if anyone else is around, but if there's like weird hazy fog happening, then it was probably wise to let people know where we are. Hopefully they will do the same.
Yeah, cool. Xanthi, anything from you?
Yeah, I'll shoot a firebolt. Fling a flame at this guy. We're not in the middle of a fire merge anymore, so it's fine.
Not. Yeah,
it's kosher.
It's all good.
So that is a ranged spell attack. Oh, well, it may be 7 plus 6 for what is that? A 13?
Yeah, a 13. Yeah, you're able to just barely hit the plant as the two of you are taking your anger out.
Let me find my D10. D10, that is 7 points of fire damage.
Nice, yeah. You see this plant begin to shrivel a little bit. And with that, Hayes, I need you to go ahead and roll a intelligence saving throw at advantage with +4.
Okay. 18 plus 4 is 22.
22.
That's gotta be it.
Hayes. Your sister isn't dead. You have to believe that. You must. This isn't her. It's just a trick, an illusion. You manage to kind of roll to the side, and as you roll, what you thought was her body just kind of vanishes into the mist. And you kind of stumble and start to stand as you now feel that Teddy is there, kind of having this cloth pressed to your face, keeping you from breathing in more of this mist. Teddy, you see that Hayes has these thick yellow, like, tears running down her face.
Yeah, I think that Hayes is sobbing and if Teddy's like over them, then they've trying to like hold his arms to like keep him at like arm's length, thinking like, this is my sister attacking me.
Yeah.
Eyes squeezed shut.
Yeah, he'll shuffle and like adjust so he's not like looming and just kind of like go into doctor mode a little bit, like yellow tears, I don't know what that is, like try and like wipe away if it's like pollen or whatever, just kind of like, and just kind of like, I think after a minute of it not really doing anything, he's just gonna like kind of hold on to their arms and just kind of say like, whatever you saw, it's not real. We're on our way to Lumen. We're in some kind of fog or mist. It's okay. We've got you. It's okay.
I think he's like wearily and cautiously like begins to open her eyes and sees that it is Teddy. And maybe uses that grip on his arms to pull themselves up into like hugging him for some support.
Yeah, I'll hug my bud.
You can hear the murmur of other volunteers around you, cries and shouts. Marigold, you just managed to duck in time as another volunteer kind of comes out of the mist swinging their sword wildly. You see that there's this yellow mucus leaking from their eyes and nose, and they seem to be attacking something and then defending themselves from attack. As you dodge out of the way, your foot hits something kind of hard, causing you to stumble and lose balance, and you tumble to the ground. Looking up, you see that you've tripped over one of the missing members of Going Rogue. You see that he has hundreds of tiny cuts that are leaking a thick yellow sap-like substance as he is unconscious.
Is he alive?
What?
You all hear Marigold shout this and look over, and you have to get closer because this kind of haze is so dense. And once you realize what Marigold is talking about, you see the body in front of her.
Alive? Dead? I mean,
Medicine? It would be medicine check. You want to take away a medicine roll from Teddy?
We can do it together.
Whoa.
Why did
Paging Dr. Teddy.
to the ER stat?
Yeah, can I have Xanthi be my nurse bud here?
Yeah.
My
Cleric nurse bud.
assistant.
Yeah.
Cleric nurse bud.
Yeah, the two of you
You,
quickly kind of check on him. So whoever's rolling,
I don't know how to tell. I just throw magic.
that's
at it.
fair. You're like, if the magic doesn't respond, then we have an issue. Go ahead and give me that medicine check. If Teddy, are you going
Me?
at
Okay.
advantage as Xanthi's helping?
Dr. Teddy to
Yeah,
the scene.
Xanthi
sorry,
called
sorry.
you over.
16.
16, yeah. Teddy, you kind of were helping Hayes kind of stand back up, and as you all move together, as you kind of quickly move over and sink to the ground to check on this individual. And with a 16, you realize that he is not dead, which is good. But a healing magic won't bring him back. He's experiencing the unconscious condition, so to speak, and it's not something that just healing with magic will bring him back. You need to do something more, and probably not here. And as you are kind of all crouched around this individual, you see out of basically nowhere, right above you, Senior Volunteer Honor. You see that she has kind of her blue scarf wrapped as a makeshift mask around her face as she kind of leans down towards you all and says, "Keep your nose and mouth covered. 50 feet that way and you'll be free from the area of effect." Noticing the kind of body of one of the volunteers, she goes, "Take him, go," before she quickly darts back further into the haze, looking for more members of the task force.
Okay.
Who's picking him up?
Volunteer bandana.
Yeah, you wrap
That's
it around.
true.
Yeah.
I forgot we had those, so Marigold will use hers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So covered our faces. I'm gonna look to Teddy and Hayes and gesture towards the body because
strength.
We know. Yeah, I think Hayes is kind of still very shaken up and is very shakily putting on the bandana, and whenever somebody's out of it and still responding to people, but it's very empty-hearted and kind of not quite there. I think that's the situation where Hayes is gonna follow the order and do the job, but is not quite there mentally.
Yeah. So Hayes, you scoop up this this half elf from the ground, part of the Going Rogue squad. kind of having to basically like fireman carry him out of the haze, and you all kind of trudge ahead past more kind of people quickly. You like barely see a shadow in the mist before they disappear further in. It seems if you try to call out to any of them, they are unresponsive. And finally, after what seems like an eternity, you manage to break out of the mist and into an area of kind of relative clear. Did not realize how much your lungs were missing, not breathing this heavy, noxious fumes. It's kind of, you start to cough, almost in the way that like if you drown and then come back to life, your body has a hard time readjusting to breathing air. Like you're coughing up this mucus and your body is having a hard time readjusting to not breathing in these spores. You can see there's maybe 10 or 15 of the volunteers that have made it out of this side as you kind of lay this half-elf down to the ground. You all are the other half.
Should we go back in and look for others?
I think that would be good. I don't want us to get lost, so I think Teddy's going to pull out his rope from his pack.
Use that base D&D game shit.
Whoa!
50
He has
feet
rope
of
money, everyone.
He's got rope money.
He has rope money.
I think he's gonna tie it to the man we just pulled out because I don't think he's going anywhere anytime
Valid.
soon.
Yeah. He's anchoring this group real hard right now. Yeah.
Kind of like around his boot, it's not like he's tying him up, but just like, something that, we can go in. He's gonna say, Hayes, it seems that you're still quite, he kind of gestures to like I don't know if it's still like the mucusy kind of tears or just regular tears at this point, but I think he's gonna be like, you look pretty adversely affected by it if you want to hang out here.
Which, Hayes, as you see Teddy say that, you can look and see that Teddy has a bunch of the same like dried mucus and tears down his face as well. He was equally affected.
No, I'm not afraid. If I can't handle this, then I won't. Let's go. I can do it.
Don't let go of the rope. We'll all stay together and use this to get our way back.
All right.
Plunge back into the mist with our bandana covers.
You plunge back in. This is going to be a group check. You can tell me what you are doing. You can all make different checks, but I want to know what you're doing to attempt to find people, attempt to get people out, saving people, anything that you can justify. We're doing basically a little mini one check skill challenge to see how it goes in your foray back into this haze.
Can I hold mine to do an athletics check to get people out whenever we find them?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna roll it all at once, and then I'm gonna kind of narrate based on successes and failures. So yeah, we got an athletics from Hayes. What else we got going?
I'll do perception.
Perception to find people.
Try to help with finding people.
All right, perception from Xanthi. Teddy or Marigold.
Maybe I'll roll persuasion to help keep people calm if we have to when they come out of it, to keep people calm, and so that if they can walk, we can guide them back without them being too startled or anything.
Cool. Yeah, I like that.
Could I argue for survival? Just for like navigating our way, not stepping on any of the plants or agitating the spores or anything like that.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, go ahead and give me your rolls. I think we'll kind of say, let's see, Teddy first, because that'll affect things. We're almost going
Yeah, I got a 14 survival.
14 survival. Xanthi with that perception.
Solid
look around.
17.
17. I think both are equal, so we'll do like persuasion and then athletic, depending on if you need to persuade people or carry them out, depending on how badly they're doing. So Marigold,
I got a 14.
14. All right. And then Hayes.
I got a 22.
Yeah,
I'm so strong.
so strong.
Strong.
I really like this die.
Yeah, that is 4 successes. You all kind of tie this rope to the leg of the person that you managed to pull out. You can see kind of 15 or 20 of the other volunteers who had made it out, kind of, coughing, checking in on each other as you all have this quick huddle, take the rope out and grab onto it and dive back into the mist. You see Teddy, you using maybe your connection to spores, maybe just your knowledge of plants and the environment, trying to find the way through this kind of minefield of these flowers, staying as far away as possible, but not straying too close to another. As Xanthi, you're looking out for and listening, looking for anyone who's kind of flailing about, making noise, shouts, cries, and you manage to find kind of, I'd say with all of these successes, you find basically 6 different people as you all go through. A few of them, Marigold, you're able to kind of be like, hey, when they make it out of the this kind of fog in their brain, you're like, hey, grab the rope, we're getting out of here, making almost like a little snake situation of just like, follow this rope back out, keep your hand on it and go. Hayes, you do have to end up basically dragging kind of 2 of them. You hook like your arms under one on each and hoist 2 of these bigger people. Hayes is like what, 5'4", 5'5", 5'3". Yeah. Most of the people, you got like 2 of these bigger volunteers. Their feet, their little toesies are dragging on the ground as
They're fine.
you pull them all out of the kind of haze. And by the time you all get back out, I'm going to need another Constitution saving throw, as even though you did protect yourself, you went back in. And it's kind of...
Oh my god.
Deadly.
Bet. 18?
18.
Natural 1 for
No!
me.
Natural
I
1.
know.
Teddy.
Exploding my dice.
Got a 6. A total of 6. A 3 on the die plus 3 for 6.
Marigold.
I got a 17.
Okay, 17. Sorry, Hayes, I was so distracted by the failures. What did you get again?
An 18.
An 18 and a 17.
Oh.
So, you 2 are fine. You take no damage.
No.
You all make it out of the... haze. Teddy, with that nat 1. Wow, I rolled atrocious, so you're fine. You take
Okay, good.
only 4 points of poison damage as you feel this seep into your lungs. But Xanthi, as you're kind of looking around for these people, you see something in the haze. You have been, listening, looking around for everything that's happening. You had managed to save before, but as you are heading out, you're trying to blink away these burning tears from your eyes. As you step forward, suddenly your foot slips out from underneath you, having hit a particularly slick patch of wet grass. Wet with blood. You look and see a severed leg, and then arm, before spotting the mangled body of Lane, face down in the blood and dirt as he gasps for air. You take 4 points of poison damage, and I need a intelligence saving throw from you at disadvantage.
You get a +2. That one's a 9 for an 11. And that one's a 4 for 6. That's awesome.
6. Yeah.
It was going too well. I was literally praising this dice and being like, it's rolled so well for me tonight.
Yeah. You see, face down the blood and dirt, he gasps for air.
Horrifying.
He weakly...
He's like disembodied and he's still gasping. This is horrible.
He weakly grasps a bloody sword in his hand, struggling to turn over as you approach. Deep claw marks cover his entire body, revealing torn muscles and broken bones. Through his one working eye, he glares at you. You left us to die. You left me to die. You're not real. You can't be here. Taking that moment to swing for your thigh, cutting deep just where your armor doesn't protect. You take 6 points of psychic damage. And at that moment, I will say the rest of you hear Xanthi yell out in pain. And you look over and see that she is no longer looking for people within this mist. She is looking at someone within this mist. How are you helping your girl who's going through it?
Stop.
Same
I'm
way
still
as I've
here-
been. Oh, go.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say the same way as I've been helping everyone else we've found with my little scarf that's inky and my ready to be persuasive and helpful.
Yeah, you run
Roaming.
over there, and you see Xanthi's bandana has slipped just a little bit, enough to allow some of the spores in, and you kind of help cover her mouth and nose again. Teddy and Hayes, anything for you?
Am I still carrying bodies?
Actually, that's yep, you are. Are you gonna leave them?
I'm not, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
try and drag Xanthi along.
How far to the edge of the haze are we?
Maybe 15 feet.
Okay. Yeah. Can I drop him to the edge and then go there? Go back to Xanthi.
Yeah, I'll say that
Being taken care of, but like
with that, you would be able to provide help on the next turn if Xanthi does not succeed. Okay. So with that, Xanthi, you are now making this intelligence saving throw straight with a +2 because it was originally at disadvantage.
Scared of the dice now. You can redeem yourself. It's never too late.
Pray to the goddess of magic for nat 20.
Trelawney!
No!
Wait, no, it's a flat roll.
It's a flat roll.
No, damn it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a no.
No.
I have a +2 to intelligence,
Yeah.
+2, so 6.
No. Xanthi, pain sears through your body as the dull blade rips into your leg, hamstringing you and sending you to your knees. I'll die and take you with me, foul spirit. You see he lunges with all his might, driving the sword deep into your chest just above your heart. You take 12 points of psychic damage, as I rolled 2 6s.
Bad.
And with that, we're saying, Marigold, you are still there trying to help Xanthi. You're realizing that you hear her shout out in pain, her leg buckle, whatever's going on. You are the only one who has not experienced one of these hallucinations and are like, why is the plant doing this to you? And you're just trying, you're like, I can't help you if you go down. Like, my strength is nothing. As Xanthi is there. Hayes, you kind of lay the two people down and sprint back into this situation, trying to help Xanthi. Teddy, you're there as well.
Does it seem like she's still gonna be in it? Like,
yeah,
she's still struggling.
She's going to be making another.
Okay. Save. Can I use my Channel Divinity Watcher's Will to target all 3 people, because I can, in a number of creatures you can see within 30 feet, up to a number equal to your Charisma modifier, which is 3. For 1 minute, you and the chosen creatures have advantage on Intelligence, Wisdom, and Charisma saving throws.
Slay!
Sweet. All right, so you now have an advantage on that save, +4, if I'm looking at everyone else's assistance as well.
Advantage, though. That was a 7, but that's okay. Okay. Hold on. What do I add to it?
Your intelligence save and then an additional +4.
Okay, this is fine. I rolled a 10 with advantage, but I get a +2 for 12 plus the 4. So I'm not going to die to psychic damage this time. I was down to 12 hit points.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Xanthi. The blood, dirt, and limbs are all too much. It can't be this way. Lane can't be dying in front of you. Something clicks into sharp focus in your brain. How would Lane even know where you were? How could he have found you? No, this can't be him. He isn't real. And you see kind of that image just melt into the ground like an ooze of blood, leading back towards the yellow flower. Your blood, as you realize you've been kind of hacking up blood as you were standing here. Hayes has grabbed you and is like, we're going out of this. Teddy's there as well, kind of one hand on the rope, the other hand being like, let's go. Marigold has been holding this oxygen mask, not really, but almost, to you as you all stumble back out of the haze. And as you all get back out there, all 4 of you, all 6, actually 7 of the other volunteers that you have saved, you can see now with a quick glance that it looks to be everyone. If you're counting numbers, there's approximately 40 people here. You haven't exactly taken the time to go one by one. You can see someone is kind of doing a medicine check on another one of the downed volunteers from going rogue, as Honor is walking around checking on people. You see every so often she kind of like leans over and like coughs up a bunch of blood and mucus before wiping her face and continuing on. And with that, as you all take a few more deep breaths again, having made it out of these insidious plants, that is where we will end tonight's session and pick up next time.
Oh my gosh.
Whew.
How you doing?